And welcome everybody to Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. In the rain, ready for some GNAC football today. Simon Fraser University set to take on Central Washington in the final home game of the Clans 2015 season. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Howard Samura, joined as always by our analyst, Nick Sersky. And Nick, some of your thoughts on this game as Simon Fraser, gets set to look for that first win of the season, and they're going to have a real complete effort tonight.
Yeah, well, we talked before the game, Howie, about they've been leading or tied 4 out of the 7 games that they played. You find that amazing with an 0-7 record, but they've been leading or tied at halftime, of the 4 or 7 games. So they really are going to need a complete 60-minute effort. They're young. They're physically maybe not as mature as the other team, so they're going to have to stay mentally and physically tough throughout the course of the game and play that fourth quarter to get that first win tonight.
Well, it's a great point to make, Nick, and of course, you know what? They've uncovered some gems over the course of the season. One of them is Ante Leitra, the running back out of Notre Dame Secondary, who over the last 3 weeks has really started to make a name for himself, built some hope for next season. How big a factor is Leitra going to be?
Well, I think tonight, especially with the weather, which we'll talk about in a bit, he's going to be their workhorse. He leads the team in total touches. He's got 104 touches on the season. He leads them in both rushing attempts and actual receiving catches as well. So he's got 31 catches on the year. And tonight they're just going to have to get him the ball, whether it's in space or that nice zone run that we always see from them behind that agile offensive line. Get him the ball in space, in traffic. He's going to do it. He's going to turn those big legs and get yards, and that's going to be tonight, or that's going to be key tonight to keep the ball secure in this soggy weather.
Well, it's seniors night tonight. We're going to honor the Clan seniors here before this game starts, and we'll break when that senior ceremony starts. But to let you know as well, this quarterbacking situation on this team, Nick, look at what's happening here with Ryan Stanford, a senior. He's accounted for literally 99.9% of the passing yards on this team. What goes on after as we look towards next season? What does the Clan have to do in order to get their new field general in here?
Yeah, and this is one of the unfortunate things that happens when you have 3 head coaches in 3 different years. There's a bit of inconsistency in recruiting, but I think the Clan are pretty set on the offensive line. They are. We mentioned they're losing 2 seniors. That's Couture and Christensen, 2 seniors on that offensive line, but they have some good depth there that'll back up those sides. For the running backs, all of them are coming back as well next year, so no seniors on there as well. So I think what they're going to have to do is look for a freshman that's going to come in, manage the game, be smart with the ball, not be a negative influence on the game, stay neutral, and they're going to have to run behind that power offensive line. And I think we'll see that for the next 2 or 3 years while they develop that.
And I can see a real battle, for quality reps on this team building up through spring and into the fall, because I think they're going to have to bring in a number of players here to compete for that position, really make it competitive, Nick. It's up to this coaching staff. They're going to finally get that opportunity to go out there in a full recruiting season, and we get to see what they can bring in here.
And it's going to be one of the keys to the offseason is getting a quarterback. And you never know with quarterbacks. Sometimes freshmen can come in and make a really big impact. Mentally they may not be as advanced, but sometimes they can be physically gifted, talented, have a strong arm, and as long as they make smart plays, they can come in and make a big impact. Well,
we are going to take a short break here, I believe, as we get set to honor the seniors here playing their final home games for the Simon Fraser Clan. Nice ceremony will be taking place here at Swangard Stadium, so we'll take a short break and be back with you again on Clan TV.
Scott is a communications major from Calgary, Alberta. He's being met by his parents, Kim and Al, and girlfriend, Anne. Being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Mike Palms, number 8, Nikolai Garpin, beginning his career at SFU in 2011. Nikolai is an environmental science major from North SFU. He's being met by his grandma, originally presenting Nikolai, his brother, Alfredo, his sister, Natasha, and his girlfriend, Erica. And being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Cody Lynn, number 9, Earl Anderson. He began at SFU in 2011. Earl was an education major from Boris, Ontario. He's being met by Dad Randall, his sister Sarah, and his girlfriend Gordon. And being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Mark Reed and Doug Falls, number 11, Mitch Rushman. He began at SFU in 2013. Mitch is a business marketing major from Vancouver, BC. He's being met by his parents, Greg, and brother Jake. And being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Dale McRoberts, number 12, Ryan Stanford, who began at SFU in 2018. Ryan is a communications major from Phoenix, Arizona. He's being met by his parents, Steve and Debbie, his brothers Ron and Logan, and his grandma Jamie and cousin Kristen. Being welcomed in the SFU football alumni by Glenn Morris and Randy Graham, number 22, Robin Weathersby. And Robin is a education major from Washington. He's being met by his parents, John and Brian. Being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Mark Bailey, number 24, Tyrion Doherty. Began at SFU in 2012. Tyrion is a communications major from Washington, D.C. He's being met by his parents, Kristen and Lynn, his sisters Susan and Carol, his brother Aiden, and his grandparents, Leanne, James, and Jack. Being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Luke Sagdia, number 29, Alex Iezzi, who began at SFU in 2011. Alex is a psychology major from London, Ontario. He's been met by his Bob Hoffman and Anthems. Being welcomed to the SFU football alumni by J.D. Clayton, number 59, Michael Couture. Being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Kyle Miller and Team Valley, number 71, Rick Portman. And the school of SFU, joining the education major in management psychology, education psychology, and counseling across the state of Washington. He is being led by parents, Brad Robbie, and Jane Shields. Being welcomed into the SFU football alumni by Carl Benedict and Kimber, number 97, Jamie Hopper. And SFU, Jamie football, Mike Sophomore. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Swangard Stadium for today's game featuring the visiting Central Washington University Wildcats and your Simon Fraser University Collab. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, last week, please rise and remove your hats and join Music Secure for the singing of the American and Canadian national anthems.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the
And welcome everybody to Swangard Stadium. A little bit wet tonight. The Simon Fraser University Clan looking for that first win on the season. It's been absolutely elusive in their final home game of the GNAC season. The seniors honored here before the singing of the anthem. Simon Fraser 0-7 on the season, 0-4 in the GNAC. Will face Central Washington. The Wildcats out of Ellensburg, Washington, 3-5 on the season, 1-3 in the GNAC, and losers of 3 straight coming into this game. Nick Sersky, our analyst on the broadcast. Great to have you again with us here at Swangard Stadium. Your thoughts on this Central Washington team, obviously coming in here with 3 straight losses?
Yeah, it's been a tough month for Central Washington. October wasn't kind to them, but really look for Jesse Zalk to be involved in the play early and often. He's one of their star-studded receivers, leads the team in receiving yardage and average per game. Their quarterback, Justin Lane, he is a strong-arm kid. He's probably going to sit in the pocket a little bit more, but strong-arm guy, has a good completion percentage, holds on to the ball well. So we're going to see what this passing game has, and that's going to be one of the keys tonight is in this wet weather, what they're going to be able to do with that pass-heavy offense.
Well, Nick, the big stat on Zalk, check that on Justin Lane, getting from the Central Washington crew out here today, is 300-plus yards passing in 3 straight games for Justin Lane, the first guy at Central to do that in 17 years. So clearly this is a guy that is able to move the offense, hasn't translated into victories, but clearly that Simon Fraser secondary is going to get a workout here tonight.
Well, and it's testament to their pass-heavy offense, Howie, and that young Simon Fraser defensive secondary is really going to have their hands full. But keep everything in front of you, as we talked about multiple times this year. Keep those big plays to a minimum. Rally up, tackle. And with this wet weather, you never know what's going to happen. There's going to get a ball on the ground sooner or later with that great defensive pass rush that Simon Fraser has. And, you never know.
Well, you made the great point in the pregame, Nick. Leading at the half in 4 of 7 games, the 60-minute effort is going to be so huge today. But you just said the 2 words that are so paramount to the success of this team, and that's big plays. Got to limit those with a great defensive effort, and we'll see if they're able to accomplish that here tonight. So the team's now coming onto the field. Simon Fraser looks like will be accepting the kick here, and we see Earl Anderson, one of the guys there, number 9, headed down the field to accept the opening kickoff here as well. Number 32 there as well, David Legou, one of the other running backs. So the Clan will get the ball on offense first here in the first quarter of play. Of course, coming off a 57-0 loss at Humboldt State last week. Boy, you know what? Tough to come back from that, Nick. You got to believe, though, heading into this final home game that you've still got a chance to get into that win column, and it would mean so much to everybody returning on this team.
And those are the big ones that, sometimes the coach just throws away the game tape because, there's not too many positives to take away from it. But this is a Central team that, they're struggling as well. So this is the second time that Simon Fraser's faced a team coming in, losing 3 straight at home. So hopefully they can take advantage of this Central Washington team that struggled lately.
Well, 631 yards surrendered by that Clan defense last week. We'll see how they perform. But first, we'll get a look at the offenses. Earl Anderson lets the kickoff go through the end zone. Coming out for his final snap here at home, the senior quarterback of this Clan team, Ryan Stanford. And he'll try to get the team moving quickly on offense. Of course, Ante Litre, the running back out of Notre Dame, we talked about him in the pregame show. He's been a pretty integral part of their ground game, obviously, over the last 3 weeks. And we'll see if Litre and company can get things moving here on offense. So Clan 1st and 10 here now from their own 25-yard line to start. Quick handoff. So Litre there with the first touch, and he gets some positive gains by tackle there, Nick.
And I expect that's what we're going to see a lot of today is getting that ball into Litre's hands. Gains about 6 yards on the first down, and that makes it a very manageable 2nd and 4.
Well, solid opening foray there for the Clan, and Litre could make it at 2nd and 4 here now from the 31-yard line. Clan would love to establish that running game here in the early stages of this contest. Talked about the field conditions, a little damp out there, and the Clan wanting to get going here as a running team. Litre again by tackle, and he is going to get close to the first down marker. We'll have to see where they spot that, Nick, but very close to a first down, maybe a yard shy.
Yeah, carbon copy of that last play, running down beside the left side of that line, and gets another good carry, 3-4 yards. You know, if you keep running 4 yards down the field, you're going to keep picking up first downs.
Well,
Move the chains.
We'll call it 3rd and short here at the 36-yard line. Stanford and company break the huddle. And Litre finding that early success running the football. Buren is the receiver to the near side of the field. The handoff the other way now to Litre, and he's going to lose some yardage there. Litre, boy, I'll tell you. A 2-yard loss, they're going to call that and make it 4th and 1. So a disappointing 3rd down conversion there. Central Washington doing a solid job of reading the play and getting to Litre in the backfield.
And SFU struggled on 3rd down a lot this season. Conversion rate well below the league average. But you know what? That's going to be the recipe for success here tonight, is running the ball with Litre. I don't mind that play call. The blocking didn't quite pan out on that play, but that's the way they're going to win the game tonight.
So Clan punting away the football here after a 3-and-out to open the game. The ball just dies on the turf. It doesn't take any kind of a kind Simon Fraser roll, and it looks like Central Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own maybe 32 or 33-yard line. Justin Lane, the quarterback. Looking at his numbers on the season, Nick, 110 of 190. He's been picked off 5 times, but he's thrown 10 interceptions, averaging 214 yards passing a game. So Lane's done a solid job here for Central Washington. As you talked off the top, he's not the most athletic guy. He certainly has a cannon for an arm, and we'll see what he can do with this Central offense. Central 4 receivers to the near side of the field. So Lane looking. He's going to feel the pressure immediately, and he's going to somehow break through, heading towards that 1st down marker, and he's going to get there and more. Up near midfield is Justin Lane. Boy, I tell you, Nick, I thought he was going down in that pile, and he emerges and goes right to the sidelines for a 1st down.
Well, and we talked about him being a pocket passer in the first play. He scrambles for 12 yards and a 1st down, so there goes that scouting report.
Well, he uses his legs well there, instinctively feeling the pressure and somehow getting away. Central now 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. This time the handoff. And they're going to go to, hard to read the number there on the other side of the field.
It was Quincy Carter.
So Quincy Carter with the carry.
That's a freshman Carter, yeah.
So great job there by the Clan. It's going to be a loss. So there's some quick tempo here. This Central team is coming right back to the line of scrimmage and getting ready to snap the ball. 2nd and 12 now. Here's Lane looking downfield. He finds a man, though, underneath, and they will get a huge gainer out of this. And that is number 88. That's Kyle Self, the tight end, the sophomore out of Vaughan, Washington.
Yeah, and Self just comes out, leaks out the left side and runs a crossing pattern. We'll see him here up top. He's lined up at the top of the offensive line there. Crosses across the middle. Herdman can't quite keep up to him. Gets a nice 1st down.
They're going to call it a 31-yard gain down to the SFU 34. So on the edge of the red zone here for Central Washington on their opening drive of the game. Out of that pistol look again. Self, or check that short running play this time. And Carter again, Quincy Carter. But the Clan doing their part defensively, limiting that play. So a gain of about 4 yards, it looks like.
Carter kind of squeaking through the hole there, but Weathersby coming up from his safety spot to stop him for a gain of about 5.
So here they are at the Clan 30. Call it about 2nd and 7. Lane's looking downfield as he's running, but he's gaining positive yardage. It's going to hold on to it. And for the 2nd time in this drive, as he's knocked out of bounds, Justin Lane is going to run for the 1st down. You talked about that scouting report being thrown out the window. You're right. He's using his feet here to real positive effect.
Yeah, exactly. And Horton's able to get into the backfield, but loses contain, and he's just able to squeak out Well, we'll see if we can catch the ref. The ref got hit pretty hard there by the safety, too, falling down on the ground there on the left side of the screen.
Well,
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, Jordan Herdman there to knock him out of bounds, but first down inside the red zone, I believe. Now they're at the 20. And Carter this time again getting the carry, going to the far sideline, but Clan doing a good job there defensively, getting to him on the far sideline.
Yeah, and those wide zone runs, they seem to be stretching the field pretty well, forcing him to the sideline. Those wide zone plays have gone for losses for Central Washington so far today. They've had some success up the middle, and their quarterback leaking out to the sides, but the side-to-side running game, not very successful for
Quincy
the Wildcats.
Carter, as you said, a freshman at Meridian High School in Kent, Washington, is having a bit of a tough night here. He's lost yardage again, 2nd and 11. Lane looking down the field, and solid defensive coverage there by the Clan. Kyra Messer-Barrow coming up from his cornerback spot. Nick doing a good job there.
Yeah, and jumped a look there from the quarterback. It was just a short curl route, about a 5-yard curl route, and Messer-Barrow's all over him and knocks that pass away. That's a great play.
The rest of that secondary, Ben Meinecker and Jordan Pugh, the safeties as well. Weathersby, the senior, on the other side of the field, honored as one of those graduating Clan players here before this game. Call it 3rd and 11. Two receivers to the near side of the field here for the Wildcats as Lane gets ready for the snap. He's going to look downfield, little 3-step drop, and he's going to go down the field, find a man, and they will drop that ball on the verge of scoring. Justin Peterson, number 15, the sophomore out of Marysville, Washington, had a touchdown, Nick, but he couldn't hold on.
Boy, that was a great throw by Lane. Just dropped it in over the backside of the linebackers there. The receiver unable to haul it in right at the goal line. That's a lucky break for the Clan.
Well, the Clan are going to bend but not break on this drive. It looks like obviously the Wildcats will go for the field goal here. A 40-yard field goal here. Sean McDonald, and he nails the field goal from 40 yards. Solid effort by Sean McDonald, the place kicker for the Wildcats. The Clan gave up some big gainers, though, Nick. Maybe they're feeling a little fortunate to come away with only giving up 3 points on this drive.
Well, and that's been the SFU, that's what they've been doing all season is the bend, don't break defense. Gave up the 3 points on there, but it could have been 7. So the lucky break there on that drop. Well,
the Clan now back to receive the kickoff for the second time in this game already. We're early in the opening quarter of play here. 9:59 still left in the first quarter of play from Swangard Stadium in Burnaby. David Legoo, number 32, number 9 is Earl Anderson. They are back to receive this kickoff. Central Washington marching down their first drive of the game to hit a 40-yard field goal from McDonald. And the big plays on that drive were runs by the quarterback, Justin Lane, who was able to avoid the Clan defense on a number of occasions and run to the sidelines, to the markers, to keep the sticks moving down the field. Again, here's McDonald to kick off. He's a Sammamish, Washington native. Skyline High School puts up a nice kick down, and Anderson is going to field it near his goal line, but he's getting some nice room to run. Earl Anderson, great return, out past the 30-yard line on the far side of the field. It's going to give the Clan some nice field position here for their second drive of the game.
And we've talked about Anderson being a weapon in all the return games all year. The punt returns haven't been quite their friend, but he's had some fantastic blocking on this kick return right here. You can see him get some nice blocks from his teammates there and scoot up just across the 30-yard line where SFU will start 1st and 10.
Well, Anderson will likely remain on the field here with the rest of the Clan. Christian Berger will be the receiver to the near side of the field here as well. Lone man in the backfield looks to be Ante Litre. Handoff to the man in motion, and it's Anderson. He's going to get tripped up. Anderson might have gained a yard there, Nick, but they were quick to sniff that play out, and Earl Anderson losing his footing there as they tackle him.
Yeah, nice play there by the left end, the right end for the Central Washington Wildcats to push the offensive lineman into the backfield. That's Telford into the left tackle into the backfield and string out that play and limit the gain to 2 yards.
Well, it looks like it potentially even 3 there. I'm not too sure how they're going to look at that, but it looks like about 2nd and 7 here from the 35-yard line. Stanford passing up the middle, and the pass is dropped. I believe that was that Sam Nidon? Indeed, I think it was Sam Nidon, number 10, unable to hold on to that ball. Could hear the footsteps across the middle and unable to come down with that football. So, Nick, 3rd and long again, really testing Simon Fraser early. They've got to show they can convert some of these long 3rd downs.
Yeah, it's been their Achilles heel all year. Howie, we'll see what they draw up here on 3rd and 8, and this now it's starting to really come down out there in the rain out here. We'll see what Stanford can do.
So Stanford out of the shotgun. Stanford to the far sideline. He's going to find Litre coming out of the backfield. Lante Litre banging a body there, but unable to get to where he needs to get to. And it's going to bring up 4th and about 4 here, so the Clan are going to kick the ball away again.
Yeah, and that's just Litre coming out of the backfield. To see him there, catches the swing pass to the right side. Not a bad play getting the ball into Litre's hands in space. Unfortunately, not able to break the 2nd or 3rd tackle there. Brings up 4th down.
So punting again now for the 2nd time in this football game. Brought some pressure there to the kicking game, but couldn't affect it. Great job in the open field, a tackle there by the Clan. And making that tackle, number 57, Jordan Herdman. Zolk was the guy back there ready to return the ball, and Herdman was there in an instant. Great punt and no return on the play for Central Washington.
Yeah, we see Herdman's game last week, Howie.
Boy.
26 tackles. 17 solo, which was a GNAC record, and 9 assisted, bringing his total to 26 for the day. He's been a menace in the GNAC for years.
It doesn't matter where that guy goes. Every stat crew in the GNAC sees it exactly the same way. And I think that's pretty important.
And still only a junior here.
That is amazing. Herdman, great job on special teams. Here's Lane looking downfield. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get dragged down. Short little gain there. Look at who was around the ball there. Herdman as well was there, as well as Kyle Wilson, the defensive tackle. See who gets credit for the tackle there, but Herdman.
Well, we talked about
Wilson.
Lane having a strong arm, but kudos to the SFU secondary here, who's really clamped down on those receivers downfield. We saw a great play by Cairo Mesobaro earlier in the last drive. Lane's been forced to scramble, and I think SFU's going to take that.
Well, Kyle Wilson there with a great stop, a young guy who's making his mark here on the defensive line for the Clan. It's going to be about 2nd and 7 for Central Washington here. Carter now going to the sidelines. This time some positive gains, but again, the Clan are able to put the clamps down on defense and make the stop. I believe the tackle there again coming from Jordan Herdman, that middle linebacker, getting there quickly to make the stop on the freshman Carter.
Yeah, it's just an outside run here, and Herdman, along with, I think that's a safety, Weathersby, comes up from his spot to bring the Central Washington Wildcat down about 3 yards short, maybe 4 yards short.
Well, the Clan defense, Nick, they got a chance to make a statement here on 3rd down. See what they can do as Lane looks down the field. 1st down yardage, though, is going to go to Central Washington. Herdman there with the tackle. And that's Justin Peterson, the sophomore wide receiver out of Marysville, Washington. A big catch on the 3rd down there.
Yeah, nice catch by Peterson there. He's just running the drag route across the middle. The ball's a bit behind him by Lane, but he's able to haul it in before Herdman can drag him down. He gets 1st down yardage.
Herdman is everywhere. He's just so instinctive. He's around the ball on every snap. It's amazing to watch here as Lane and company keep moving the ball down the field. Here's Carter. He's going to break the 1st tackle. Can't break the 2nd. Will gain about 6 on the play. Making the tackle there for the Clan. It's going to be number 48, Justin Herdman, the brother.
Yeah, and just a little shotgun run here. Justin's able to get off the blocker there and bring him down after about 5 yards, but that's a good 1st down run by the Wildcats.
Central Washington getting what they want on 1st down, creating a 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line, their own 47, as Lane takes the snap and the handoff there, and he will get it on the ground, and they're going to get a 1st down on the ground. Number 34, Christian Cummings, the freshman out of Tumwater, Washington. We know the Tumwater football factory down there is producing great players, and what a great run there by Christian Cummings.
We see a nice little inside trap here. I think it's the the left guard comes around and traps that end. The running back able to squeak up the middle, gets 1st down yardage.
Well, not a lot of tackles for negative yardage lately. The Central Washington Wildcats finding a way to get the ground game going. With that rain coming down, here's Lane, though, this time through the air, over the middle, and he's got a man wide open. I think that pass was tipped at the last second.
Great
by
play
Jordan
by Herdman.
Herdman.
Great play by Herdman, running with a receiver down the middle of the field. This guy is freakishly athletic.
It's incredible.
Looked like he had that, or was going to be able to haul that in, but Herdman at the last second sticks his hand out and right here just tips it away.
And that was Jesse Zalk, the guy you mentioned off the top, as their number one offensive weapon. Herdman neutralizes that and brings up 2nd and 10.
That would have been 6 points there, Howie. Great
That
play by
was
Herdman.
6 waiting to happen. You're right about that, Nick. And instead, it's 2nd down now. Here's Cummings with the handoff, and he's met instantly. A host of Clan tacklers will bring him down for a short gain on 2nd down.
And that's that inside trap play that we saw again. Left guard comes around and traps the end. But SFU recognizes that play, gets inside, makes a nice tackle just for a gain of about 2 yards. Guess who?
You know what? Show me a better player, Nick Sersky, on an 0-7 team in all of NCAA football. I'd love to see it. It's clearly Mr. Herdman there in the middle of that Clan defense. 3rd and 8 here for Central. The handoff this time to Quincy Carter. And great job again by the defense. They swarm the ball. This time helping Herdman. Getting in there, it is Martin Duckhorn, the defensive end, the senior.
Yeah, and in this weather, Howie, on 3rd and long, we're going to see a lot of just good, short passes or some draw plays. And SFU is able to diagnose that draw play very well, rally up, and tackle for no gain, and force a fantastic fantastic play to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they did what they needed to do. You're right, Nick, and they're going to kick the ball away now are the Wildcats with Earl Anderson, the lone man back there, number 9, standing at his 10-yard line, waiting to receive this punt. High hanger is going to go over his head.
And that's a touchback.
Right into the end zone. But the Simon Fraser defense gets the job done. For Central marching in their opening drive to kick that field goal, Nick. And really, when you looked at Lane, you know what? He didn't get the big gainers on this drive, and they really limited what he was able to do with his feet.
Well, the key play there was Herdman knocking that ball away from Zalk on that 1st down play, and then SFU's run defense, as they have all year, been quite strong in the first half, able to stop the Wildcats on consecutive plays and force a 4th down punt.
Well, Simon Fraser now 1st and 10 at their own 20, and Ryan Stanford back on the field. The man in motion is Anderson. Snapping the handoff to Litre. Goes through the tackles, and he is powering his way past the 1st down markers. Great run by Litre out to his own, the 37-yard line. It's a gain of about 17 yards, I believe.
And that's going to be the game plan, Howie. Just hand that ball off, a little bit of a counter play, and they pull some guards around to that right side, and Litre able to follow them. He's really not contacted until about 9 yards down the field, able to get, you're right, about 15 or 16 on that play.
Oh, great play by that Simon Fraser defensive line. You're right, they created the lanes, and they executed the game plan there nicely for Ante Litre. So the Clan now 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Play action there, and they will look for Sam Nadon on the far side of the near side of the field, and there is a completion there to Nadon, who's going to get knocked out at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and this is what you can do when you have a great run play. You can do a nice little play fake to Litre and roll Nadon out to the near side. He's able to haul it in. That wet, slippery ball hauls it in, gets about 6 yards. That's a good quality possession catch by Nadon.
Well, I think Sam Nadon is a good part of the future of that Clan receiving corps. We've seen him make some big catches here, especially earlier this season at home, Nick. So he's a guy. Get him heated up. It's really going to help. They haven't even targeted Justin Buren, number 15, who's going to line up wide to the near side of the field here. Trips formation to the far side of the field for the Clan and Stanford. Here's Stanford coming to the near side of the field to Anderson, just overthrew him. There was not too sure what happened there.
Yeah, they tried to do a quick wheel route, and Buren came downfield. I think he got away with a bit of a pass interference. He actually knocked down the defensive back before the ball was thrown, but the ball, Stafford not able to put the touch on it to Anderson, falls incomplete.
I saw Stanford kind of gesturing to the officials, not too sure if he was unhappy about something on that play, but clearly the Clan not on the same page on that last play, unable to connect there in that pass to the sidelines to Buren, the Centennial grad, leading receiver on this team. There's Litre in the backfield with Stanford on that snap. They will go to Litre, and he's going to try and bull his way. He's going to get a first down. Litre bangs and bashes his way over midfield, and he's going to get to the Central Washington 47-yard line, I believe it is, but Litre power in motion there.
Well, and as soon as that running back gets a step on the linebacker, Litre is tough to bring down when you're square to him. And when he's got a step on you, he's going to beat you outside and break those arm tackles. And he does just that, picks up about 10, 15 yards on that play. And a great recognition by Stanford to quickly get that ball out to Litre in space.
Litre in space was dangerous to get down to the Central 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Clan. Nadon, the man in motion. They will hand off again to Litre. He's one quick plant, and he's going to gain about 4 yards on that play. So Litre just sticks a foot in the ground and finds a lane and goes forward for 4 yards, or 5 yards maybe.
Yeah, and that's what he can do so well, Howie. We've seen this play multiple times this year. Nice little, just a little zone to the right. The center's chopping that defensive tackle to open a gap, and Litre able to fall forward for about 5 yards.
Well, let's not forget that center's a freshman. Mr. Beck there in the middle doing a good job for the Clan on that offensive line. So call it 2nd and 7 here now for the Clan. Stanford is going to pass this ball. He's going to look off. The option is Litre, who's got the first down and more. Ante Litre drops the ball, though. Battle for a loose ball there on the field. I don't know if he was down or not.
They called him down, Howie,
I think he was down, yeah. So the ground causing the fumble there. The Clan will hold on to the ball under some wet conditions here at Swangard Stadium.
Well, and Howie, we talked about this before the game, too, is Litre is going to be their workhorse through the ground and in the air. That short little screen pass, I think only Nadon's got a reception and Anderson's got another handoff. But other than that, it's all been Litre, and he is marching the Clan down the field.
Well, the Clan now bringing Alex Iezzi, number 29, and Paul's number 33 into the game, moving them up on that line. There's a handoff to Buren on a sweep, and Justin Buren is going to find some positive yardage. Buren over to the sidelines, and he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
Be close to a first down. I think he got it, Howie. First down. Really patient run there by Buren. I don't know if you can see this on here, but he's actually going to run in between. Yeah, nice little. The defensive lineman gets a little too high, and Buren able to duck underneath him and gain about 10 yards on that nice little jet sweep. Good play.
Oh, great play there by Buren. You're right, and not exactly trickeration, but some nice play calling by the offensive coordinator.
Well, and when you're pounding the ball down inside the tackles, and then you have a little jet sweep like that, and an athlete like Buren who can take the ball, 100 yards if he needs to, that's going to give you some success.
Well, here they go again. This time they're going to hand the ball off, and it's Litre. He's got some open field, and Litre being taken down at about the 4-yard line. Well, what have been the keys here to getting Litre unleashed the way they've been doing it, Nick? They're doing a great job.
Boy, this offensive lines look really good, holding their blocks for a long time, able to create some big holes for Litre, and he's just taking what the defense is giving him, breaking some tackles, and falling forward and getting some big yards.
Well, the Clan now 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Going to try to get one play away here before the end of the quarter, Howie.
We are near the end of this quarter, but that rain is just coming down. Stanford, the handoff to Litre, right up the middle, tries to leap over, and he's still going. We'll wait for the signs from the officials.
Called him just down, Howie, just at about the 1, maybe half-yard line.
The Litre, the confidence there, he's hurdling guys trying to get over at the goal line. Great job there by the Notre Dame Jugglers product, Ante Litre. So that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. The Clan driving and trailing 3-0 on Clan TV.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
And we are back at Swangard Stadium. The score 3-0 Central Washington, but the Clan threatening like they have not done in this game thus far. They are at the lip of the goal line. We'll see where they spot that football. But Ante Litre powering that latest drive down the field, and Clan are going to be, I believe it's 2nd and goal. We'll let the chain gang make its way to the other end of Swangard Stadium here. If you're watching from out of town and outside of Canada, we are in Burnaby, British Columbia, the only non-U.S. school in the entire NCAA, the Simon Fraser University Clan, and here they are threatening to put their first points of the game on the board here. Trips to the high side of the field, a bad snap there, but a handoff to Litre, and he is going to walk into the end zone. Ante Litre with the touchdown for the Simon Fraser Clan.
And just a great play by Litre, well, a great play by Stanford to control that high snap, and Litre is able to squeak through that right side, break a couple arm tackles, and march into the end zone and give the Clan the lead here early in the second quarter.
Well, big defensive play on the series before by Herdman, knocking that pass away, preventing the touchdown, and Clan getting the ball right back and marching right down the field. They had a nice return to start this thing, and they kept it going right through to the end as Doherty on now to attempt the extra point. And it will go through the uprights of the Simon Fraser Clan with a 7-3 lead here. 5 seconds into the second quarter from Swangard Stadium.
And Howie, if you can believe that, that's Litre's first rushing touchdown on the season. He's been their workhorse, but in the red zone, SFU hasn't been too great, so he hasn't seen a lot of carries. But that's good for him in his breakout season to get that first touchdown.
Well, yeah, and you know what? We are looking at next season, if you're a Clan fan here at your final home game of the season, but building some hope for the future, Ante Litre, the big guy rumbling out of the backfield wearing number 44, has done a great job. Some of the numbers from the opening half, Litre 7 carries for 45 yards. Can make that 46 now with that touchdown. Stanford 4 of 6 for 35 yards. And Litre as well, Nick, 3 catches for 29. So the all-purpose really kind of nice for him early in this
he's
game.
got 10 touches and the rest of the team's got 3. I think we know their game plan moving forward.
One of those touches, though, a great jet sweep as we saw to Buren out of the backfield. That was very effective. And part of that drive that got Simon Fraser into the end zone.
Yeah, and we'll see what SFU can do here on defense, but they've really held Quincy Carter, the freshman, in check mostly, just an average of 1.5 yards per carry.
Pooch kick, short little kick here is going to be fielded at the 31-yard line of Central Washington. You talked about Carter, the freshman, but also maybe that's the reason they started running Cummings, the other back, as well. But the Simon Fraser run defense has done a good job. It's just those keepers when Lane has called his own number and found opportunities to scamper down the field that the Clan have been burned defensively. So we'll see how this defensive unit responds. Simon Fraser conceding 75 yards on 16 snaps in that opening quarter of play, so a pretty responsible job giving up just the field goal.
Yeah, and a bend don't break attitude, held them to a long field goal, and then, really bolted down that defense and forced a punt when Central got inside their 40. Great plays.
So the two Herdmans, as well as Emmanuel Egbazo as part of that linebacking core, it's Meinecker and Pugh at the safety spots as well in the middle of this defense. Nice run by Carter, though. He gets those feet moving, and he's going to gain about 8 or 9 yards right up the middle. So Quincy Carter looks like about a 9-yard gain, Nick, on first down. We're just talking about his struggles, but he breaks a pretty big one there.
Yeah, we shouldn't have said anything. But there he is, bouncing up the middle. Great play, good. He doesn't get touched till he's 7 yards down the field, Howie, and there's not much you can do about that. Good for SFU to haul him down where they did.
6'1", 200. He's a redshirt. Well, Kent Washington, the big pass down the field here, though. Some lack of communication. No flags on the field. And that was going to Nate Rauda, the wide receiver, the sophomore out of Ballard High School in Washington. Nice coverage downfield by the Clan. I believe that was Weathersby on the coverage.
Man, I guess they said that Rauda ran into Weathersby, but I sure was looking at the official for a flag there.
I was looking for a flag too. No flags fly, and
we're supposed to be homers, right? So that's a good call.
That was a free down, basically when 3rd and short. You know that they've got an opportunity here to cash in a first down on 3rd down. And Lane's going to step right up under center. And you know they're going to the far side of the field with a run, and they're going to get it with Carter. Or is that, yeah, Carter. Quincy Carter is going to get the first down. So that second down play, Lane just decided to take his shot, but this time some strong running by Carter, who's had a couple of nice runs on this drive.
Yeah, it's a nice thing about the 4-down game, Howie, is when you get second and short, it affords you to take a shot deep and add some excitement to the game. And then they just come in on third down with that power run and get that first down.
So first down now for the Wildcats in the handoff. Again, it's Carter dancing up the middle. He's going to gain about 3 yards. And I got to say, if you're listening to the unique aspect of listening to a Canadian broadcast team calling NCAA football, and you just heard my partner there, Nick Sersky, say that's the thing about 4-down football. We're growing up in a 3-down atmosphere here professionally, and some of the college teams that play in Canada obviously play in 3-down Canadian football.
I think BC High School is the only
high school system
that plays 4 downs
in
Canada, but everywhere else in Canada plays 3.
And there are some great unique aspects of the 3-down game that I've really learned to appreciate. But here we are back to the 4-down game, and Lane is going to feel the pressure, avoids the sack, but a flag is thrown, and I believe that's going to go against the Wildcats number 74, Baylor Hahn, the offensive lineman.
Yeah, I think that's coming back, Howie.
So great job there by the Clan with their defensive pressure.
Here, the left tackle, just gives Puffer a grab. Gets the completion, but it's going to come back.
Great job.
Second and 17.
Second and 17. The senior Jamie Puffer, a great job there, causing havoc in the backfield of the Central Washington Wildcats. Puffer, the senior, one of the guys honored before this game. He's a Verona, Ontario native who played his high school football at W.J. Mowat High School in Abbotsford as well with the Surrey Rams in the junior ranks before coming to the Clan and becoming a stalwart there on that defensive line at that end spot.
Howie, I actually played with his brother Neil Puffer at Queen's University for 3 years. Neil, who came and had a great CFL career. We were talking about that earlier.
Wow, it's a small world. And Nick, of course, played at Queen's University. What was your seniors night like?
It was fantastic. Fantastic experience that I'll never forget. Getting introduced in the crowd. Unfortunately, I was never in the starting lineup, but with the senior night, they actually introduced all the starters, so it was my first time that I got introduced. It's a moment I'll never forget, and great to be there with friends and family.
Well, you know what? You might not have played a lot, but you were on a great team. You made the other guys better, too, and that was a Vanier Cup winning team, so that's my broadcast partner, Nick Sersky. Here's Lane looking down the field. He's found a man, but a great tackle there by Herdman. Jordan Herdman is there to lay on the lumber and take number 6, Jesse Zolk.
No, that's a great tackle there by Herdman. Able to follow the receiver across the field.
I'll tell you, as Jesse Zolk looked up and saw him and went, okay, here he comes. This is the guy I've been hearing about.
Yeah, and I think Zolk thought he had space, but Herdman able to his closing speed, and we know this. His closing speed is fantastic. Able to rally up, and Zolk probably thought he had an easy first down on the crossing route, but didn't get anything.
And that, I believe, is Anderson. Yeah, because it went through the hands of Anderson, becoming a live ball, but Anderson able to get it back very quickly. A break for the Clan there on specials.
This will be a long field for the Clan, but I think they're going to, do what we talked about earlier, Howie, and just keep giving that ball to Litre. Maybe we might see a little bit more play-action pass on this drive. The rain seems to have lightened up a bit down there, and it's not too windy. So, if Stanford can get a good grip of this ball, maybe we see some play-action passes, some, half rolls that we've seen Stanford have some success with.
Well, that rain is misting. If you look right at the lighting standards here at Swangard, it's turning into more of a mist. It's not a driving rain anymore. The Clan still have 90 yards to go here on this drive. It's going to start with this snap from Stanford. Oh, and that's David Legou. Boy, he is met instantly and is going to have a loss of about 2 or 3 yards on the play, Nick. I think you got to get your power guys in there. They went with a bit of finesse in the backfield there with Legou, and he's unable to really get much going. It's going to be a loss of about 2.5 yards.
Well, Coach Bates is definitely listening to this webcast down on the field there. He heard you, and now Litre trots in there for second down.
Thanks, Kelly. So second down here now for the Clan. They're hem deep in their own territory. Litre in the backfield, the lone man in the backfield. Oh, no, we won't say that too quickly. Here is Stanford looking for the man. The ball tipped, though, just past the line of scrimmage. And looks like they were looking for Pauls, number 33, the tight end on the play. Both Litre and Pauls both in the same area on the field, Nick.
Yeah, and Litre and Pauls both coming from the right side of the formation in that play action pass. Defense is hoping they follow Legoux, but the defensive lineman, they always say if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. He gets a finger on the ball and throws off the direction of that pass, and it falls harmlessly to the ground.
You're right. He got some major error there and was able to affect that pass by Stanford. So the Clan in a bit of a pickle here. They are now on third down, call it 3rd and 12, and they're deep in their own end of the football field here. Stanford again, a bit of a high snap. He's going to keep it himself and run to the sidelines. Straight arm comes, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So Stanford with a gain of about 5, and they're going to have to kick it away. This is where you need precision on special teams. Tiernan Doherty on. We mentioned Carpoon wasn't punting last week. Well, Doherty is continuing to punt here.
Yeah, and I thought I saw Carpoon there in the first. No, I saw Carpoon down on the sidelines, but then he trotted into the field house. So we'll see what happened. But Doherty's out here to punt, the other senior kicker that the Clan
right
have.
At his own end zone, on the goal line.
Nice kick.
That's about a 55-yard kick by Doherty. Clan will chase him out of bounds after a return of about 11 or 12 yards, I believe. Clan defenders on special teams really making him string out that run to the far sideline. So took a lot of steps, didn't get a lot of gain, but nonetheless, some good field position here for Central Washington, Nick. They've got a short field to work with here. They're in Clan territory, going to start 1st and 10 at about the 41-yard line, it looks like.
Well, anytime you start a drive in your opponent's own end, you expect to get points. So if Simon Fraser can hold Central Washington to a field goal attempt, and even if it does go through, I think that's a victory for them on this drive.
Well, we'll see what the Clan can do. The defense has been playing very well. They get into the backfield, and Lane avoids the pressure, looks to the sideline, and has a man who's going to break a couple of tackles. He's going to get taken down, though. That was Jake Oram making the tackle for the Clan. Jesse Zolk, the main man, moving Central Washington and dangerously deep here now into Simon Fraser territory. They're just inside the 30. Make that about the 27. Big first down here for Central. Great field position as they continue the drive, laying the handoff this time to...
No, he kept it.
Kept it, and it's going to get... That is going to be a sack in the backfield. And that's Tyrell Radich, the former Terry Fox Raven, getting in there.
Yeah, not sure why he kept it, but great play by Radich nonetheless. He's able to read that the quarterback kept the ball.
Well, he sold me on the play, and I bid on it, but Radich didn't. He was there in the backfield, Nick, as you say, for a great tackle. Tyrell Radich getting the sack, making it about 2nd and 14 here now. Turner with one man in the backfield and going to hand it off. And great feet keep moving there. And that was Quincy Carter, the running back, who is going to get some big yardage. We thought he wasn't going to get anything.
Yeah, it looked like Ante out there. Kept turning those legs, and that's a great play, right? You know that you're going to be running the ball here a lot in these conditions. The running backs are foaming at the mouth to get that ball and run downhill, and so are the offensive linemen. They get excited when it rains too because they hate pass blocking. Offensive linemen love run blocking, and we're seeing a lot of that by both sides here tonight.
Empty backfield, 4 receivers to the far side of the field. That ball hit the ground. That is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they called it incomplete there. That'll bring up 4th down.
So lack of execution there by Lane and the rest of that Central Washington Wildcats offense, and they'll have to come off the field. And just like my broadcast partner Nick Sersky said, if they can hold them to a field goal, that field position, it was going to be a win here. They are going to attempt the field goal. See what we're looking at here in terms of length, Nick.
About 37. Nope, about 40. The ball's at the 30. The ball's going to be pinned at the 30, so about a 40-yard field goal.
So Sean
And
McDonald, it's blocked and picked up by the Clan and returned down the field. Simon Fraser, huge gains up to the... They're going to get past midfield, and it's going to be number 6, Ben Meinecker, the safety. On special teams, a great play by Meinecker and the rest of that unit getting a block, Nick. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, we saw a block earlier in the year. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay of it, but one of those defensive linemen got those big mitts up, and that's what they teach you to do. The ball was a little bit low liner, but great job by the defensive line to get some penetration, get those hands up, and then smart play by Meinecker. You know, you can let that ball drop, and you get it where that ball lands. But Meinecker saw some space in front of him, picks up that ball and takes it to midfield.
Well, it's the play of the game. It's flipped the field. It's denied Central points, and Simon Fraser now at the 50-yard line. They're going to go this time to Anderson, and he avoids a couple of tackles before being brought down. He fumbles the football. I think they're going to call it already down, though.
Boy, they are playing with fire there.
I
That's
tell
a
ya.
couple late fumbles that have come out, and it's lucky we got some. Get those knees down and the ball doesn't pop out, you know. But a nice little swing play here to Anderson.
Sure.
And this is what you're going to do tonight. It's a short 6-yard pass from your. It's a high percentage pass from your quarterback to a wide receiver to a playmaker who's going to make some people miss. Great play and brings up a second and manageable.
Oh, Paul's in motion. The handoff is going to go to Litre. No, he
wide
keeps
open
it,
in the flat.
and he's going to go to Paul's in the flat, and Andrew Paul's right up the middle. He is met with a great open field tackle as Paul's, but he does a nice gain inside the 30-yard line for the Simon Fraser Clan.
And that motion seemed to confuse the Wildcats here, as nobody really followed him as he checked out into the flat. Everybody ran with the play fake, and Paul's able to catch that ball in space, and nobody touched him until he was tackled about 15 yards down the field.
It almost looked like a direct snap to Paul's, but there was some nice precision. There was a lot of room for things to go wrong with that play. The Clan executed well. And as you say, they sold it well and went to Paul's in the flat for a nice gain. So Simon Fraser now down at the Central 28, first and 10 rather. Litre pounding his way through that Central defense.
Boy, and it didn't look like there was much there, Howie, but he stayed patient, kept his feet, didn't take too big a step where he's going to slip and fall. He's good, got good choppy footwork.
I love the way this kid plays the game of football.
Look how many steps he takes in about a 7-yard gain. He must take 30 steps, keeping those nice steps nice and short where you're not going to slip on this grass field, and he uses his powerful legs to hit that hole hard and gain about 6.
2nd and 3 from the 22 here for the Clan. 2nd and 2, yeah, exactly. And they look, this time the pass intended for Buren, and he's going to make the catch. It's a short gain.
Yeah, it's too bad he slipped. It looked like he had a convoy of blockers for him downfield.
Well, we'll get a replay here and take a look at Buren getting targeted by Stanford here.
Gets it, and he's got some offensive linemen out in front of him. I think that was Couture. But unfortunately, we talked about it earlier, how the weather's going to be a factor all night tonight in this Swangard Stadium grassy field. So we'll see the wide shot here. Yeah, he has 3 blockers on 3. If he keeps his feet, he's able to probably get some space and get a first down. But this will bring up 3rd down here.
Huge 3rd down here. You're right, Nick. From the 22-yard line. 3rd and short here for the Clan. Stanford rifling that ball, and did it get picked off? Indeed it did. It got intercepted in a battle for the ball. Pass was intended for Anderson.
It's Jackson Huerta.
The defensive back, from Covington, Washington, Kentwood High School. Jackson Huerta stepping in front of that pass, and he really almost looked like he wrestled it away from Anderson at the last second.
Yeah, and that's a good read by Stanford, but Huerta able just to cover up Anderson very well, jump in front of him, pick off the ball. That's a real unfortunate series of events there for Simon Fraser.
Well, tit for tat there in terms of both teams threatening. Simon Fraser blocking a field goal and returning it deep down the field, but having the pass from Stanford to Anderson picked off. So now Central back in command. They have the football, their own 18-yard line. Here's Carter trying to get some yardage up the middle, but the Clan there to rebuff any kind of forward progress. Maybe a gain of about 3 yards on that play. Call it 2nd and 7 here.
And you want to hope, Washington. And you want to hope that interception's not a momentum killer here for the Clan. when your offense does that, you want to come out on defense, force another 3 and out, and get your offense the ball back at midfield so they can come back down and hopefully get inside the red zone and score some more points. We hope that's not a flipping the script or a game-changing play here for Simon Fraser.
I'll see what the Clan do here. The defense has been playing well. It's a deep ball from late, and Weathersby is going to pick it off. Robin Weathersby, a huge play. He took that ball away for the Simon Fraser Clan.
He was with him step for step down the sideline, Howie. We talked about it just the last play. You need a big play to reverse their fortunes. And Weathersby, the senior, making a big play on senior day here tonight. Picks it off at midfield, and will get the Clan beautiful field position to start.
Yeah, he had great positioning. You're right, Nick, and he leapt up and he got that ball in his final game at home with the Clan. Robin Weathersby, great play for number 22. The Chelan High School product from Washington. And he did a great job there. Weathersby did. The Clan now with the football at their own 45-yard line. They quickly erased the Stanford pick. And Ryan Stanford now back in the pistol with a chance to make up for it. He's going to hand the ball off to Litre. A couple moves, but Litre will be met behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like number 40 with the tackle there, Mitch Haldane, the defensive lineman, the senior out of Mount Lake Terrace near the University of Washington.
Yeah, not much there. Again, that's the same kind of zone play that we've seen from Simon Fraser, but they're not able to, offensive linemen aren't able to hold their blocks, and Litre gets stopped in the backfield. Good play by the Wildcats.
So the Clan will lose 2 yards on that play and come up 2nd and 12 from their own 30. What are we at, Nick? Help me out here. Their own 43-yard line, it looks like. Here's Stanford looking for Litre, but hit immediately. Coming in was Haldane, number 40.
Yeah, and I don't think if Litre would have caught that ball, it would have mattered. How Haldane was right there in the backfield, right beside him, and a great read by the Wildcat defender there.
And certainly, as you talked about the number of touches and targets to Ante Litre, the number of handoffs, they know he's a marked man on every snap, Nick, and this is an opportunity for this Clan offense to show some diversity. They are biting on Litre every time, and we'll see what they can do as they step up here on 3rd and 12. David Legou now the lone man in the backfield. Legou running the pass pattern now, but they'll look down the field and they're going to get a first down. A great play to Buren. He makes his biggest catch of the game there, Nick.
And we talked about Haldane earlier, and he was a unfortunate victim to the turf here. Just slips on the coverage there, right there, and unable to get his hand on the ball, and Buren's able to haul it in for the first down. Good play by Stafford to throw that to the sideline where Haldane can't get it.
Well, great job by everybody here at Clan TV. Our executive producer, Steve Frost, and producer engineer Gabriel Lynn doing a great job, as well as the camera crew here at Swangard Stadium to show you all those instant replays. 4:21 here left in the half. The Clan leading 7-3 and driving.
Well, and Howie, talking about this fantastic production value, you talked and we listened. There's a fantastic new feature today. You'll see that the countdown on the scoreboard. That's not up right now, but during the gameplay, we have a camera strictly on the scoreboard so you can watch the time, so you don't have to rely on Howie and I, who very often forget to say what time is left. So you can see it for yourself now. There you go.
Oh, we're a rookie broadcast team, but we're having fun. This is our 4th and final game of the season. I've enjoyed every game here with Nick Sersky on Clan TV, and it's been fun broadcasting football. I'm new to it. I really love it, and I hope you've enjoyed the Clan TV broadcasts this season. As we mentioned, getting up to halftime here, and the Clan on a nice drive.
Well, now it's a big 3rd down conversion, Howie. SFU has struggled on 3rd down all year towards the lower echelon of the GNAC in 3rd down conversion, but that's a big one where you're at your own 45-yard line. If you don't get it, you're going to have to punt the ball, and you 4-minute offense for the Wildcats. But now you have a chance in Wildcat territory, get another first down, and have an opportunity to score some points here before half, and maybe get a 2-score lead. That's a big 3rd down conversion for Stafford.
It certainly was, and you bet. And Buren being the veteran, he is coming back to the ball. He knew exactly where the sticks were, and they made the big first down here. There's a sweep to Anderson. Is not going to get the edge, though, and he's going to get taken down immediately by Alicia Piaga, defensive lineman who showed a lot of speed there.
Yeah, and that's not the way you want to go on first down after a big 3rd down conversion. But, that's a good play by the Wildcat defender to string it out. 32's been in the backfield, Payaga, all day, and he's able to string out that play and bring down Earl Anderson himself for a big loss, about 7 or 8.
That's an 8-yard loss, and the Clan now looking at 2nd and 18 from midfield right at the 50-yard line. Man in motion there is Anderson. He's going to settle in the backfield as Stanford takes a snap and looks to Anderson, who's got some open field. And Anderson making his way downfield. He's going to take a big hit, but right up near the first down marker, Nick. He might have gotten the first down. Well, actually, what am I talking about? Getting back to the line of scrimmage. Taking a bit of it away there, but he had a big hit at the end of that play.
Well, and that's what you want to do on 2nd and long. Get half of it back. You don't want to create a 3rd down and even longer. And that's a play we've seen a couple of times. A nice little 7-yard throw for Stanford, getting the ball to Anderson in space. He's able to make a couple tacklers miss and bring the ball down to a more manageable 3rd down conversion here.
Well, 10 yards to go, and apologies on that play call. 3rd and 10 here for Stanford. The handoff to Litre up the middle, and Litre is not going to get the first down. He's going to be held to a gain of about 4 yards on that play. So Simon Fraser.
Well, SFU putting it in the hands of their playmaker here. Even on 3rd and 10, you hope Litre could bust a couple tackles. Unfortunately, the Wildcats able to rally up and tackle him well short of the first down.
But
that'll bring up 4th down.
Some tactical punting here for Doherty, number 24. And we'll see what he does in terms of placing this kick. Doherty is going to take a nice bounce. Clan trying to field that football, and they will. Are they going to field the ball at about the 2-yard line, Nick? I'm not too sure. It hit 2 Clan players.
Yeah, I thought it might have hit the Wildcat there. We'll see it on the replay here, but the referee's not indicating so. So must have just bounced kind of funny. Simon Fraser, but a good punt by Doherty to get it down inside the 5.
Wow.
Pinning them down at about the 3-yard line, and that'll be a long field for the Wildcats. We'll see what they can do with about 2:11 left.
Well, if that linebacking core is not pumped up about Doherty's kick, I don't know what you have to do. They have hemmed them deep, and the Clan defense has a chance to really make a statement here in the second quarter of play from Swangard Stadium. We're 2:11 away from halftime. The Clan have shown this trend of giving up big plays. They've got to limit them here deep in their own end zone. Central going for a pass play.
Yeah, a quick little completion, got about 3.
Kyra Messer-Barrow, number 27, with the tackle. So good first down effort there for Central Washington, getting a little further out from their goal line. Call it 2nd and 5 now from about the 10-yard line. Lane, he wants to put it up. He's going to go over the middle and unable to come down with the ball there. I believe that was number 6, Jesse Zolk.
Yeah, and great coverage there downfield. Lane just had to kind of try and toss one there down to Zolk over the middle, but Simon Fraser, $1:40 left on the clock here. They have 2 timeouts, I believe, left. And Central Washington, wants to stick in that fast-paced offense, even inside their own 10-yard line here late in the second half. This may give Simon Fraser a chance to get the ball back.
Well, about 3rd and 5 is Lane. Guns to the sideline, and juggling but holding on to that ball. And I believe that was Zolk at the far sideline is going to make the catch and move the sticks, and that's why he's their go-to guy, Nick. You talked about those big numbers off the top, and his average per catch coming into this game pretty healthy for Zolk at 16.2 yards per carry, and he gets them out of some trouble. Lane steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it, and he still doesn't get to the first down marker, though.
Boy, he took a beating there, Howie.
He did. Clan defenders coming at him left, right, and center.
Getting walloped there. Boy. But he got the first down.
He got the first down.
Kudos.
Check that. And apologies for the missed call there. He gets the first down. He gets it the hard way, though.
Central Washington calls their first time out of the half, I think.
Well, I'll tell you, there's one thing I haven't noticed in this first half, a lot of flags. It's been pretty error-free football.
And that's been SFU's problem on the offensive line. They've gotten some false starts or some illegal shifts.
I think we've had one. I think we've had one against Central Washington, and that's been it.
they've really done a good job of maintaining their composure here on senior night in front of their parents. You always want to be good in front of your parents.
You
right?
do.
So there you go. But Simon Fraser able to contain their enthusiasm here on this beautiful Friday night and limit those penalties.
7-3. Beautiful is the word, though. I love how you say beautiful because the Clan are leading this game 7-3. It's a little wet, but I think these conditions are playing into Simon Fraser's favor in this football game. And when you're an 0-7 team and you've got a lead, it's beautiful. Let's just make that clear.
If you're in Vancouver and you don't think rain is beautiful, you probably shouldn't live in Vancouver.
Here's Lane scrambling. He takes a huge hit. Oh, my gosh. Herdman laid down the lumber.
Kudos to Lane for hanging in there to get that completion downfield.
Justin Peterson, number 15, at the other end of that reception, and he hangs on for the first down. Quick tempo here now, and Lane, after being leveled, right back on the field. Flags are going to fly.
Yeah, early movement there, Howie. That'll be back 5 yards.
False start penalty there against Central Washington's going to move it back, as Nick says, 5 yards. But I'll tell you, boy, Jordan Herdman leveled Lane, and it was a clean hit in the backfield.
Came out of nowhere, but you know what? Kept the crown of his helmet up. Didn't lead with his head. Good, solid contact on the quarterback, and that's how they teach you to do it nowadays. And that's a perfect hit.
Herdman is
back in my day. You led with the crown of your head. But probably explains some of my brain issues.
So here we go on first and 15 for Lane as he comes out of the pocket. Wants to go down the field.
Oh, man.
They were looking on the other side of the field. Great defensive coverage there by the Clan, though, and it was number 4, Jake Oram, who's had a solid game in the secondary.
And Lane heard Herdman coming again. They've put a bit of a spy on Lane as he scrambles out, and Herdman able to create some pressure. Lane's just going to try and throw that ball away. Just under a minute left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, 53.3 seconds remaining in Central Washington, 2nd and 15 from their side of midfield. Lane back to pass and looks over the middle, finds a man, and he's got him. It's the big tight end who's going to break down the field down to about the SFU 33, Kyle Self, the 6'4", 225 sophomore. A big catch, Nick, right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a busted coverage there, as there's a Clan member down on the field. That's 41, Radich. But I don't know if there was a busted coverage there. The slot receiver was pretty wide open. We'll get the replay here. And the safety slips and able to pick up that long conversion there.
Well, it looks like Radich is going to stick around. You have noticed a brace on that knee at some point, but, I'm sorry, at the other end of the field, and he's being helped up now. A bit of assistance from some of the coaches here. You can see that brace on Radich's right knee. Stand out at Terry Fox Secondary School, the number 1 ranked team in BC AAA football, the Terry Fox Ravens. And in action tonight, their cross-border battle against Centennial happening tonight. But if you're here at Swangard Stadium, you're seeing the Clan put out a great effort here. First down as Lane surveys the seam downfield. He's going to go for the big ball, and he can't make the completion.
If he would have been able to set his feet, Howie, and hit that receiver in stride, that would have been 6 points. Weathersby on the coverage. The receiver did a bit of a sort of up the field and then towards the corner, and Weathersby wasn't able to keep his footwork proper there. And he was open, but luckily Lane not able to get enough juice on the pass, and it falls incomplete. You're
right. Good pressure from the Clan to affect the passing motion. Justin Peterson was the receiver being targeted who couldn't come up with a catch. 2nd and 10 now for Lane. He tries to scramble up through the pressure. He eludes it, and he breaks the pocket. Looking to the near side of the field, and down the field he goes. Great coverage by the Clan. They took everything away from Central Washington on that play. And on the coverage there, number 6, Ben Meinecker. Pretty complete defensive performance there.
Yeah, that's a fantastic defensive effort there. You get a good rush, get some good pressure, force the quarterback to throw on the run, and then there's nobody open downfield, so Lane has to take a shot down the sidelines where he's going to throw a very low percentage pass. Unable to haul it in, and brings up a 3rd down here. And this is going to be, if SFU's able to stop them, it's going to be a long field goal. So you'd hope that Simon Fraser's able to stop them or limit their gain here on this 3rd down.
3rd down here for Lane, he's looking the other way, and he's going to find the tight end Self again.
Oh, that's a great tackle in the open field. If he breaks that tackle, he's got yards to run. But that was a fantastic play by one of the Herdmans,
Justin Herdman there for the tackle. The weak side linebacker making a great play.
And you see Lane just rolling out and trying to squeak the ball back, hoping there's not a defender in sight, but that's a great play by the Herdmans. Able to track the wide receiver and wrap up, make that tackle. Boy, there's nobody around for another 5 to 7 yards. If he breaks that tackle, he's getting the first down and maybe more. Great play by Justin Herdman.
Man, the Herdmans are good. They're so fun to watch. On wherever you are on the field, they're just seeking out the football, and the great instincts from both brothers today. Great stops here over the first half of play. We're down to 10 seconds remaining here.
And this will be about, I want to say, a 45-yard field goal, Howie, 44-yard field goal. It's a long way.
Well, we'll see what they do with Sean McDonald.
See, I think this is their field goal team, yeah.
And that is number 37, McDonald, surveying the scene here as he So set the scene, Nick, here. They're ready to try and cut this lead to 1.
Yeah, about a 44-yard field goal here. No wind, but that wet, slippery ball, and we've already had one blocked by Simon Fraser.
Kick is low, and it's going to go right through. Oh, it's going to miss. Check that. I thought it went through. Really hard to see that part of the field, but he's going to miss the 48-yard field goal.
And that's a good defensive stand there to end this first half. SFU's probably just going to kneel out the quarter here or halftime here. And Howie, at halftime, we're going to see some more of the great work that you and Gabe Lynn did this summer with some of the SFU 50 Moments.
Well, 50 Moments, a great project, obviously celebrating 50 years of Clan athletics atop Burnaby Mountain, and so fun, as you mentioned, to work with Gabe Lynn and Steve Frost throughout the summer, especially with the SFU athletes, Nick. It was so great to have so many of them on campus to interview them about great moments in Simon Fraser history. And as we head to the half following this last play here, you're going to get a chance to see more of those great 50 moments. And that will do it for the opening half, and we have some great things to talk about from an exceptional first half by the Simon Fraser clan. They're putting themselves in a position to win. My analyst Nick Sersky said right off the top, key number 1, 60 minutes of football, that they led in 4 of their 7 games heading into the second half. Well, they're leading again, so make it 5 of 8 for the Simon Fraser clan. Nick, we're going to have a great second half.
Absolutely. Let's bring it on.
All right, Howard Samura here with Nick Sersky, and we'll go to a short break here and be back with you with more on Clan TV.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
Andrew Karatza arrived on the Burnaby Mountain campus in 2002 and had an immediate impact. He scored 24 goals as a freshman, the first of 3 20-plus goal seasons. Karatza is remembered as the most dominant goal scorer in SFU history, with 81 goals in 69 games.
I was 13, 14. I played provincial team with Dave Elligot and Keith Watts. They had talked to me at that time to, kind of put the bug in my ear that they like to see me progress and eventually come to SFU. And as time went on and got closer to graduation in grade 12, I looked at a bunch of different schools, the history that SFU had. I decided to come here, and I didn't know what to expect when I came up here, and I was kind of surprised when I, started scoring as much as I did when I first came up here. And you have to have a knack for that goal, and every time I had the opportunity to shoot, I would shoot, and I was in the right positions at the right time, and it helps having good teammates, to get you the ball. It was a never say die attitude with our team and the teams that I played through out the 4 years. We always wanted to be the best, and everybody put in their effort and worked hard throughout the year. And comes for the coaches too, they prepare you very well from training camp throughout the season. They treat you like you're a professional athlete, and they want you to do well, they want you to succeed. not only on the field but off the field. They want you to be academically sound. They want you to do well in school. Otherwise you can't play. If you can't do your academics, you can't play. So it teaches you a lot about time management and how to balance school and soccer. And I do it in my everyday life now, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity to be where I was, and I'm happy that I do hold the record still, and hopefully one day someone can break it and help SFU win a national championship.
In 1996, the SFU women's soccer team was loaded with seniors intent on carving out a piece of history. Winning 3 games to reach the national final in San Antonio, Texas, the Clan and the University of Mobile from Alabama went 5 overtimes before a winner emerged.
We'd had a really disappointing season the year before. We'd made it to nationals, but not even made it out of our pool. And we knew we had 7 or 8 seniors that year, and we knew that this was the year to win it. We get to nationals and we go to the banquet, the opening banquet, and they do the draw there. But they also have the national championship banner hanging on the wall. And I'll never forget us sitting at our table, and maybe we were just young and naive, but we kind of knew. We looked at it and we were like, we're taking that home this week. Like, that's gonna be ours in 5 or 6 days. We're taking that home. In the championship final, we were playing Mobile, Alabama. Going into that game and thinking they were gonna be a tough opponent. They had a couple of players that were from Norway and were on like the Norwegian national team because they could recruit all these great players. And we were a bunch of girls, all just from Vancouver, one from Ontario. We knew it was gonna be a tough game, and it was very tight. And then it went to overtime. I think it was the first or the second overtime. We got a penalty shot. Andrea Sumner, our captain, stepped up, and unfortunately she got saved and was distraught. Going into each halftime of that overtime, we were like, we can't lose this game. We have to win for Andrea. We can't lose this game. Then it went to sudden death, and probably in about, I don't even know, the 3rd or 4th, Teresa Pettenon, our goalkeeper, made one of the greatest saves I've ever seen in women's soccer. Ball was labeled for the top corner, and I don't even, still to this day, don't know how she got up there to save it. And then in the 5th overtime, Paula Seabrook just nailed a laser from the left wing right in the top corner, and celebration was on. The minute the game was over, we were celebrating, and I went and got the flag, and we were running around the field with the flag, just being about the proudest Canadians you could be. And just the excitement about seeing that banner and knowing we had said we're going to take that home, and when it came out and we knew we were going to get it, it was amazing. I really think back and I look at my years at SFU, and I think that really developed me as a person. I became much more confident in myself and in what I wanted to do with my life and what I could do with my life because of the experiences I had here. And some of our players, Sarah Maglio, Randy Hermes, they went on to represent Canada in an international competition, but those of us who didn't, that was our moment. That was our moment to be representing Canada in a national championship, so it was really cool.
Leah Pels was the rather ordinary high school runner who decided to attend Simon Fraser University. She got a job at the pub to pay for her tuition, then knocked on the door of Coach Zenon Smakowski to ask if she could join the track team. From humble beginnings, Pels went on to a remarkable career, first as an NAIA champion, then as a 3-time Olympian.
When I first came up to SFU as a freshman, I had the same goal that I had since I was 11 years old, and that was I'm going to the Olympics. And when I got up here, I think what I really realized was I could actually do that. And just that belief in myself, of course with my coach Mike Lonigan believing in me, that was what I really needed. Every athlete needs to believe in themselves, but be surrounded by people that believe in them. And SFU, everybody up here, the trainers, the physios, even some of my profs, really believed in me and supported me, and that base really sort of propelled me forward toward the Olympics. SFU really was the start of my competitive athletic career. Being up at SFU was the right fit. I had amazing facilities. We have beautiful running trails up at SFU, like miles and miles of trails. And I think just the life up here, I loved being up here. Going to my first Olympics, and being really happy just to make the team, And then after that, when I came home, I thought, okay, just making an Olympic team isn't enough. Now I want to make an Olympic team and be a competitor. The '96 Olympics really was a very special time for me. My lifelong goal was just to be at the Olympics, and now I have this opportunity to be in a final. So it was a really exciting race, and I ended up 4th, and it was a very close finish. I think in retrospect, I could have started earlier, but at the same time, I had the last 200 meters of my race was the fastest out of any of the women in the race. So I thought to myself, it's all I could do. I did everything I could do, and I was really, really happy with that. And then the 3rd Olympic was the one that I was really going to medal. And unfortunately, I got injured, which is part of sport. That was one of the hardest things that I had to learn at that time, was that some things are out of our control. It taught me about, utilizing the resiliency that I had and carrying that forward, and that's exactly what I did. Being an Olympian means that I understand and I learned what it means to be disciplined, what it means to be committed to something, and what it means to believe in myself.
There's a long list of phenomenal track stars from SFU, but nobody had a bigger impact during her time on Burnaby Mountain than Ruki Abdullahi. She won a record 17 individual NAIA national titles and set the Canadian long jump record.
When I was 6 years old, I always dreamed to come to Canada. That was my goal. And so when I didn't receive any, I started getting emails from all the schools in the United States. I actually got 30 schools that contacted me from the United States, but SFU wasn't part of that, and I was so disappointed because I wanted to go to Canada so bad. And then I got an email from Britt, and I ended up calling University of Missouri to cancel my application, and then I ended up coming to SFU. And I don't think I haven't regret coming to SFU at all. Training 6 times a week is tough. You have to, it's all dedication, giving all you got. I was studying full-time and training 6 times a week, working part-time at the equipment room. If you ask Tom will tell you, when I show up at practice, I give it all I can. And based on that, it actually paid off when I finished. All these challenges had made me who I am as an Olympian today, and I'm really glad I came here. It was tough in the beginning, but it paid off. Tom, Britt, Gerard, they really worked really hard to make me who I am as an Olympian. And SFU in general has supported me, especially my education as well, because a lot of athletes come to SFU and all they think about is sports. But SFU, they make it so hard for you to know that education first and sports second. So I'm glad that rules was set, for me to be able to focus in school and do my sport as well, so that is a great memory. Preparing for the Olympics, you need motivation, you need dedication, and all the training that SFU provided for me really made me stronger to be an Olympian. Getting the opportunity to be here and competing for Canada is a great thing that has ever happened to me, So, and now I have a little one, and she's a Canadian, and she's growing in this environment, and that's amazing to me, I'm really glad to be a Canadian.
Engage the world.
Simon Fraser University is celebrating its 50th anniversary by counting down the 50 most incredible moments in Clan history. I'm Howard Samura from The Province and theprovince.com. Join me each week to see rare videos and photos from the Clan's past. We'll relive events such as the first Shrum Bowl and look back at some of Canada's most amazing athletes during their time on Burnaby Mountain. And you are looking at Swangard Stadium here in Burnaby, British Columbia, as we get set to begin the second half of play here in the GNAC between the Simon Fraser Clan, the hosts, winless on the season but leading the visiting Central Washington Wildcats 7-3. I'm Howard Samura, your play-by-play broadcaster, joined in the booth here at Swangard by Nick Sersky, our analyst, and we'll look at some of the numbers from that opening half of play, Nick. And as we survey this box score, what jumps out at you from that opening half of play?
Well, it's Litre. It's been Litre all season, or the past 4 or 5 games. It's been important. And Litre leading the team in touches. He's got 14 touches for just over 90 yards. He's had a great day, both receiving and rushing the ball. Stanford's been effective when he's needed to be. Unfortunately, that one interception down in the Central Washington Wildcats zone. And receiving-wise, there hasn't been too much open down the field. We saw some big plays last home game, but none too many down the field today, where Bjorn and Anderson both have 2 catches for 15 yards, and Pauls has 1 catch for 15.
Yeah, you're talking about how the load's getting spread here. So many guys not even targeted in that opening half of play in a vertical stretch offense. You're right, they really are looking for short stuff. We haven't seen too much of Christian Berger. Sam Nadon, I think, one short little catch, or actually not even a forward pass, I don't think, in that opening half of play. You mentioned Stanford's numbers, 9 of 14 for 80 yards and a pick in that opening half of play. The total offense, 38 plays for 202 yards by Central Washington, 31 plays for 141 by the Clan. And what's your thought on the way that Lane, their quarterback, he's 10 of 20 for 124 yards and a pick, how he performed in the opening half?
He's almost been more dangerous on his feet. We talked about it before the game. We knew he had a strong arm, but it seems to be that this weather's really affecting his grip on that ball, and he's had to, and the work of the Simon Fraser defensive backfield been pretty good too, forcing him to scramble and use those openings later in the game, later in the half. SFU is able to control their rush a bit more and able to contain Lane, force him to make throws off balance, whereas he was either running the ball for a first down or able to find a wide receiver down the field. So Lane's played well, but Simon Fraser's been great containing him.
Well, as we've talked about on every home broadcast this year on Clan TV, it's been that linebacking core of the Herdmans and Emmanuel Agbazo who've done a solid job. But if you look at how many times we mentioned Ben Meinecker, Kyra Messer-Barrow, Robin Weathersby, Jordan Pugh, Jake Oram in that secondary, we mentioned all of them in that opening half. And there were some plays where it really stood out. The defensive backfield really helped the front four get some pressure.
Well, we talked about it. They had some very complete defensive plays where the front seven would have fantastic rush, and coverage down the field would be real good. So Simon Fraser's going to have to continue that work that they've done defensively, and we talked about it before. 60 minutes of football. This is the 5th game now that they've been either tied or leading at the intermission, and they're going to have to obviously be leading at the end of the game. If they want to have that first win of the season, they're going to have to clamp down defensively and really move that ball offensively with Litre like they have been doing to come out on top.
And when Nick says 60 minutes, he means every tick of every minute of those 60 minutes because I'll tell you, when you give up a 99-yard run at the edge of your own goal line, or the goal line rather, and you think you've got them hemmed, that is what it's been about for the Simon Fraser Clan team this year. Young, growing, and learning how to avoid those big plays, and they really haven't gone a game unscathed this season. But that first half really, other than some early runs by the quarterback of the Wildcats, Justin Lane, they really did a great job defensively.
And you're seeing some fantastic positive building blocks for this team. Like, let's not, yes, they are winless, but, unfortunately this season, a bit of a write-off in terms of wins and losses, but you need to have some good things that you can see moving forward. And I think the work of this offensive line has been fantastic. This young secondary later in the season has really come together. They've played really well, and that front seven has been fantastic. Both the Herdmans and Ogbozo, and then those three seniors along the front line have played really well in this defensive team, holding Central Washington to 3.5 points. Fantastic work.
Yeah, it has been. And you pointed out the positives, Nick, and it's a lot of guys returning at key positions next year. The big one, though, is going to be at quarterback. What is the Simon Fraser Clan going to do? That is the future. We're worried more about the present right now. And Ryan Stanford, if he can kind of gain some traction here in the passing game over the second half of play, we'll see what the offensive coordinator, Joe Paupau, and his offensive assistant, Dennis Kelly, have kind of talked about here heading into the second half of play in terms of getting more action through the air. And if Stanford can get a lot of that going, it's all the better for the big guy, Ante Litre, number 44. Litre looking a bit like Franco Harris there at times. He was rumbling.
He's a big kid, and he's going to fall forward all the time. And that, that's the difference between, a Lagoo that they have in the backfield. He's a big-bodied kid who keeps those legs churning, a Jerome Bettis type player who keeps running, keeps those legs churning, and even if he gets hit in the backfield, he still falls forward for 2-3 yards.
Well, I'm older than you, Nick, so I get to reference the older Pittsburgh Steeler running back, and you get to reference the more modern-day guy, but the Bus and Franco Harris and Ante Litre all getting it done, and Litre did that in the first half of play, number 44. Of course, we talked about him coming out of Notre Dame Secondary School in Vancouver. The Jugglers having a tough year in the Western Conference of high school football, and today losing just 17-14 in the annual Archbishop's Trophy game to Vancouver College, ranked number 2 in the province. So a great high school football game unfolding at O'Hagan Field in Vancouver today. The Vancouver College Fighting Irish coming away with a victory there. The Clan want to do the same here, and they'll kick off to begin the second half of play. Kick there to the Wildcats, and they are gaining some yardage here. We talked about the big plays, Nick, and they are making a big one here. Tackle in the open field, though, is going to happen. And that's Simon Fraser's Doherty, the kicker, getting the stop.
Yeah, and that's not the way you want to start the half.
But Jesse Zolk, number 6, their big weapon. Didn't get it done in the receiving end so much as, but on specials. What a huge return for Central.
Just able to juke and jive there off the top, and then able to not able to outrun the kicker. I'm sure he'll hear about that from his teammates. But starting Central Washington down inside the SFU 40-yard line. 35-yard line.
So it looks like 1st and 10 at the 34 here for the Wildcats to start the third quarter of play. Here's the handoff. And that is the freshman Carter again with the first carry. He's going to go off tackle and get a couple. But boy, we talked about the big plays, and that has been the biggest offensive gain for Central Washington in this football game. A big gain, getting them well on the other side of midfield here, now threatening. Clan doing a good job. They're limiting Carter to 1 yard, 2nd and 9 now. From the 34-yard line. Carter again. Great job by the Clan, limiting some potential danger here from Central Washington, Nick.
Yeah, and those outside runs haven't been too effective for Central Washington. We'll see it here on the replay. Quincy Carter getting the handoff from quarterback lane, and SFU just able to string it out, and guess who's there? Jordan Herman to stop him for no gain.
And Ben Meinecker as well from his strong safety spot, getting there and making some contact on the play. They're going to call it a loss on the play and actually call it 3rd and 11 here. Here is Lane rolling and looking to the sidelines, finding a man, and I think they made the catch there, and it was Zolk.
Close. It's going to be close, Howie. See where this spot is. Now it is first down. Yeah.
So Zolk, playing the possession receiver there on the sidelines, making a nice catch, Nick, and moving the sticks for the Wildcats. They were held without a major in the opening half of play. They got a field goal on their opening series of the game and blanked the rest of the way by Simon Fraser, which blocked a field goal. It had a big interception by Robin Weathersby to snuff out another drive. Here's Lane out of the pistol, high snap and the handoff up the middle to Carter, and he's going to get hit hard as he keeps battling. He's still on his feet. Rain picking up on the field, and I'll tell you, those legs kept pumping there from Carter as he kept the play alive. Clan player down on the field. We'll get you a number if we can.
I think that's Jordan Herdman there, 57.
And we don't see Herdman among those standing, so that must be the big middle linebacker getting some medical attention on the field right now.
We'll see. That would be a big loss for the Clan, but hopefully he's all right. He's going to have to come out for a play at least.
He seems to be walking fine and no worse for wear. 8 tackles in the opening half of play.
Maybe favoring his arm there a little bit, that right arm, but we'll keep an eye on him on the sidelines. And
so second down now for the Wildcats, deep in Clan territory. Lane taking another high snap, the handoff again up the middle, and he's met and driven back by the Clan right from the middle of their defense. I got a feeling that was Jordan Pugh, number 3, coming from his free safety spot. I don't know if we got a replay of that, but he laid on the lumber.
It's actually Herdman's replacement, Jordan Leach, coming in. The backup middle linebacker coming in and making a big hit. I guess he knew what was coming there, Howie. Great read by him.
Jordan Leach, number 35, 6'2", a redshirt sophomore from Steliacom High School in Washington. The big hit there and keeping it third down and about 6 to go here. Lane with a pass, and he finds a man. It's just held outside of the end zone there. It was Jesse Zelk, number 6. So the Wildcats on this opening drive have hiccuped a bit, but they are doing what they need to do, getting right down to the edge of the goal line.
Yeah, and just a quick little in, and Zalk's able to juke out that first Simon Fraser defender, make a quick spin, and get down inside the 5-yard line.
Jake Oram with the tackle there, and now first and goal here for the Wildcats. Handoff to Carter up the middle. And he is still going. He's going to score a touchdown. That is number 30, Quincy Carter. Central Washington.
Flag on the play, Howie, actually.
See what the officials are going to call here as Carter went up the middle for that touchdown. No foul called there, so it will be a Central Washington touchdown there. First of the game by Carter. It's going to push the score now to 9-7 pending the extra point. Carter showing some toughness. He, as you said, Nick, the stuff really not there on the edge for him, but he is an effective runner up the middle.
Yeah, he's been more effective up the middle against the Simon Fraser defense. Central's able to hold their blocks pretty well, push the Clan defenders down the field a bit, and he's able to waltz into the end zone there and score 6 points.
And here is McDonald with the extra point. And he's
good.
Missing the extra point. So a big break there for Simon Fraser. It's a 2-point lead for Central Washington. But in such a low-scoring game, missing the extra point there, and whatever ends up happening in terms of what this score becomes at this point right now.
Yeah, and we see it now in the new NFL with the longer extra points and the misses. It really coming back to affect the game and making the games a little bit more interesting at the end of the game. So we'll see if that plays effect in a low-scoring game. I guarantee it will.
Well, Simon Fraser has dodged bullets in many different ways, and we talked about a blocked field goal. We're now going to talk about a missed PAT. And these numbers all add up in the final equation. Simon Fraser hanging in there. So the Carter touchdown makes it 9-7. Simon Fraser now getting a chance. They won the opening toss, elected to receive, and quickly went 3 and out, but were able to gain some momentum near the end of the second half, and now they will receive for the first time here in the second half of play. David Legou and Earl Anderson back to receive the kick of McDonald. Early on in the third quarter play here from rainy Swangard Stadium in Burnaby. Kick is going to go to Anderson. He's going to field that at about his 5-yard line. He's in his end zone. Yeah. Check that. So Anderson takes a knee, and the Clan now set to get back on offense. Talked about the lack of a passing game in the opening half, Nick, and clearly the elements playing into that, but we'll see if SFU is schemed with Coach Pow Pow coming out of the half, if there's going to be any little nuances or changes here in this offense.
Yeah, it's still coming down out there, Howie, but I think the success that Littre's had, they're going to want to give him the ball, and as we say that, of course, Legou's in the backfield. So, there goes my analysis. But I think that's what they're going to have to do is keep running the ball in this low-scoring game. They've really been effective running it, and I think that's what they're going to have to do.
There's Nadon in motion. They're going to run a double sweep and go to Legou, but they sniff it out very quickly. And making the tackle there is number 38, Kevin Haynes, a linebacker out of Redmond, Washington.
Yeah, a bit of misdirection there from Simon Fraser. We're not used to seeing a ton of that, but that backside end just able to bounce the play out, and the weak side linebacker doesn't fall for it. Able to rally up and tackle Legou for a short gain. And
check my terminology. They were running a man in motion, Nadon, and going the other way with Legou, and didn't go anywhere here for the Clan. Now 2nd and 10. Looks like Littre in on 2nd down, and he's going to come up as a blocking back. They're going to look up the middle for Anderson, and he's going to get some positive yardage, but the ball comes loose. I'm not too sure what happened. If Simon Fraser holds on to this ball, Nick, it's going to be the 3rd time it's happened that the ball squirted loose and they've ruled the man down.
Well, let's see here.
And Anderson is feeling it a bit, too.
Conflicting signals here. One's calling it incomplete, one's calling it down.
The ball squirted loose awfully late after the reception.
So we'll see what the referee has to say here. Incomplete pass.
You remarked earlier, Nick, it happened twice and they dodged a bullet. It happens a 3rd time. This time ruled incomplete. I think we're going to go to a replay there. Indeed, we are.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he maybe actually even had it there, Howie, as he takes that hit. That's a big hit that Anderson took. Ball just kind of popped loose and didn't have complete control of that ball.
So the ruling, that's the big part, not complete control, because he actually was juggling that ball after the attempted catch and was moving upfield. The ball squirting loose, but Simon Fraser holding on to it. They've got to do something they haven't done a lot of tonight, and that's convert on 3rd and long. They've got 3rd and a 9. We'll see what Ryan Stanford and company can do here. 3 receivers to the near side of the field.
New receiver in at the bottom is Delorier for Anderson.
The first-year player out of St. Thomas More in Burnaby is J.J. Delorier.
Free play here for Simon Fraser.
And they will make a great catch to Buren. That's Justin Buren, the 30, the 20, the 10. Buren is going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Simon Fraser. He left the ground, Nick, to get that ball, and sure-handed and determined to get to the end zone was Justin Buren.
Just a freakish athletic play here by Buren into double coverage. When you get that false start penalty, Stanford sees it. Great ability by the senior to recognize that. Buren goes up in double coverage, makes the catch, runs the ball down the field. Touchdown for Simon Fraser. Indeed, that penalty was offside against Central Washington. Great play. Great recognition by Stanford and a nice long play.
Well, you called it, Nick. It was a free play, and that's been good to Simon Fraser on a number of occasions this year as Doherty now set to add the extra point. But Buren made a great catch out of his area and great vertical leap there, and the presence of mind to find that extra gear so quickly to outrun the secondary of Central Washington on his way to a massive touchdown here for the Clan.
And we've talked about him all year, Howie, and he's still only a sophomore. So this kid's going to be good for Simon Fraser for a couple of years.
Doherty is going to nail it. It's going to give the Clan a 14-9 lead. So 2 missed field goals and a blocked PAT or a missed PAT by Central Washington, and some good execution from Simon Fraser makes it a 5-point Clan lead here. 10:47 left in the third quarter.
We're going to see another replay, I believe, of the Buren catch here, Howie. This is the wide angle, and we'll see the left defensive end just jump a bit, and Stanford sees that and just tosses it up to Buren. Might as well. Doesn't matter if you get intercepted because you know you're getting a 5-yard penalty. Buren able to go up into double coverage, catch that ball, and then just outrun every other Wildcat defender, turns into that 6th gear. And speeds down the field for a big completion.
We've got to ask our stat crew, what was the yardage on that play? It's going to go down as a 75-yard pass to Buren. Centennial secondary zone out of Coquitlam. Justin Buren, a terrific play, would make his former Clan teammate Lamar Durant, now with the Calgary Stampeders, a proud guy, as the Clan and Centennial alums have really made a difference at receiver over the history of this NCAA program. Buren, a great one there. Central Washington now running the return. It's number 34, making his way up the field, Christian Cummings. Cummings up to about the 30-yard line. Central Washington's got to recalibrate. They've had a bit of wind knocked out of them here. They had a nice opening drive, missed the extra point, and had the Clan come right down the field with a big play to make it a 14-9 lead for the home team.
And that's a huge response by Simon Fraser. You know, we talked about playing for 60 minutes. They gave up the lead early in this second half, but really able to respond quickly. Big play by Buren, big play by Stanford, and a great response by this Clan offense.
Well, we'll see what response lies in wait from Central Washington out of Ellensburg. As we said, they've lost 3 straight heading in as well. They want to pick up a victory as Lane will go deep down the field. The middle of the field has a man, and they will throw the flag there. That's Robin Weathersby, who's going to get called for the pass interference on the play. Decisive throw down the field by Lane. He's looking for...
See if we can see this on the wide replay here, Howie. Looks like Weathersby just isn't able to get his head around. And some contact there while the ball's in the air. That's a good call by the official. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic.
I think Weathersby just lost sight of the track of the ball, Nick, and he didn't know how to react to it in the air, and unable to put himself in a position where he's actually challenging for the ball when delivered. So big penalty there. Central Washington will get the ball at their own 43-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Lane with a handoff there. Running to the sidelines is Parker. He's going to get leveled. A massive hit by number 4. And that was Jake Oram coming up from his defensive back position, the junior, making a huge hit on that play, Nick.
Yeah, we've seen him come up a couple times, how we mentioned his name with some big hits. And that's what you want from your reserve, guys back there. Able to come up. Got Herdman around his ankles. And Orem's able to lay the lick on him.
Well, that is a hit of the year for Orem. That is a definitive statement from the defense coming out of the defensive backfield there on 2nd and 7 now for the Wildcats. And Carter not going to make much positive yardage there. He's met a gain by that Clan defense. Well, check that. Cummings was the ball carrier there. They've gone to Carter and Cummings. Christian Cummings, a 5'11 freshman out of Tumwater, Washington.
Yeah, man, just not much there. Herdman, who else? Able to get up there in the mix and stop him for maybe a gain of 1. Bring up a big 3rd down conversion here for Simon Fraser.
3rd and 5 will be the scenario here for the Clan defense as they get ready to bear down. Out of the pistol, the snap to Lane. Flags fly on the other side of the field.
False start, I think.
So the Wildcats called for a false start here. That's going to make it about 3rd and 8. So really Well, they're going to bring it right to the down marker, 3rd and 10. So that is a drive killer for the Wildcats unless they can find a way to get out of this. I tell you, they've gone to Zelk so many times in these situations. The big man, number 6, the little guy actually on the far side of the field, the high receiver in the set. As they go trips to the high side of the field, here's Lane stepping up through the pressure. And he's going to get brought down by the Clan. That's going to be a sack by Kyle Wilson.
Yeah, there's number 90 there, just grabbed his ankle and waited for him to fall down. Good play by Wilson. Good second effort. You know, even if you're on the ground, you can still bring down a guy. Good play here by Wilson. The pressure on the inside, able to knock that center back. He gets knocked down, but he holds on to the ankle of Lane and waits for friends to come and pile on top. And a big sack there on 3rd down, bringing up a nice a 4th down punt here.
You talked about a freshman out of Unionville, Ontario, Bill Crothers Secondary School, and future of that Clan defensive line from one of the tackle spots. A great play by the Clan defense. High punt. Legoux and or check that Weather. Was that Weathersby on the return anyway? They will let it go out of bounds, and the Clan takes a bit of a Central Washington bounce, but the Clan with solid defense are going to get some decent field position here.
Yeah, and that's a big play after taking the lead. You want to come onto the field and not give it back. Give the lead back to the Wildcats. Simon Fraser able to come up strong on defense and force a punt.
Buren to the near side of the field. On the other side, it's going to be Anderson and Christian Berger, number 80 at the top. They've got Litre in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff as Stanford rolls, and he finds his man. Anderson past the 1st down marker and right to midfield. Earl Anderson, a great catch from Ryan Stanford, and a big 1st down for the Simon Fraser Clan.
I'm going to see the wide replay here, Howie. The Central Washington defender actually slips and falls, and Anderson's able to get away from coverage. Yeah, just slips and falls there and catches it at the 1st down marker, able to gain about 16 or 17 on that 1st down play.
Well, Earl Anderson doing some great things here, and he works so many snaps in the game from special teams right through to key roles on the offense, and he was out there still with Pauls and Berger. Trips to the near side of the field. Buren high at the top with Litre in the backfield for the Clan on 1st down. Simon Fraser from its own 48-yard line, the handoff. Pounding up the middle and trying to get some positive yardage there. Finally being brought down, I believe that's Litre. So Litre, the workhorse, back from that Simon Fraser backfield.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here, Howie. They bring in Pauls as the kind of fullback as an extra blocker. Not much there for Litre, but like we said, he just keeps turning those legs. Gets about 1 or 2 on the play.
You're not a football team if you don't have a running back that is going to try and wear out a defense, and I love that Litre just refuses to relent. He might have 6 guys tackling him, but he's still got the legs moving. Second down and 8 here for the Clan. Just past midfield at about the central 48-yard line, or 49. Empty backfield for Stanford. He's going to look to the near side of the field. Oh, and that is just throwing the ball away there.
And it looked like he might have.
That was targeted for Berger, number 80, and it looks like the flag is going to go against number 28, Kevin Young, the defensive back, the sophomore out of Tacoma, Decatur High School.
And I don't know if that ball was really
catchable,
Howie,
I just
not sure. Not maybe the hold happened before the pass. Not sure if we'll see it here on Delorier. Just out of the frame. We see a little tug there, but
boy,
I don't know about that, but well, they'll talk about it. We'll see. Yeah, it is a hold. So it was before the ball was thrown. I guess they called him on the break. Maybe it was just out of the frame of the replay. That'll give Simon Fraser an automatic 1st down. Only a 5-yard penalty, but defensive holding is an automatic 1st down.
Wow, so Simon Fraser finding ways to manufacture their own breaks in this game, and that's going to happen when you're playing a complete game like they are here tonight. So Simon Fraser getting a 1st down, moving the sticks to the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. Central Washington coming in here on a 3-game losing streak. The Clan 0-7 on the season, 0-4 in the GNAC. Here they come with Pauls and Anderson, receivers to the near side of the field. Buren high to the top. Anderson, the man in motion now. Litre, the man in the backfield. He will take the handoff, look for a lane up the middle. Keep those feet moving, and Litre over the... Ooh, and this time again, the ball coming out. Litre had reached the first down marker. The ball pops out. And we'll see what happens here. As we've mentioned, Simon Fraser
I
is
think they called him down again.
dodged the bullet 3 times in similar calls tonight.
See if we can get a look at this on the replay, Howie.
I think they're ruling him down by contact. Here is Litre. Great run, though, up the middle.
But he does take a big hit there. The ball does come out, but he...
Boy, his knee was not down in that play, it looked like.
Yeah.
Maybe Simon Fraser
Maybe
caught a
got
break.
away with one there,
They're going
Howie.
to get a snap here on 2nd and short. The Clan are dodging every bullet in the book here tonight, and they will keep the ball on this long drive. Litre, this time finding a gaping hole, hurdling over the linebacker, and right down to the 22-yard line is Ante Litre. A little bit of Franco Harris, a little bit of Jerome Bettis. Whatever he's doing, he's getting it done. Litre is punishing that defense and doing a great job. The Simon Fraser team so determined tonight, Nick. You can see what this contest means to them, their final game of the home portion of their GNAC schedule.
They're running the ball like they're on a mission, Howie.
On a mission is the best way to put it. Here's Stanford stepping into the throw, and he's going to find a man outside, out of bounds at about the 7-yard line, trying to get a number there.
Swerhone? I believe that's Swerhone. Oh, sorry, that's Delorier.
Oh, Justin Delorier, the freshman there, making a nice catch. Pure freshman out of St. Thomas More.
And he just runs a drag route all the way from the other side, and that's tough. When the quarterback has that much time, wide receivers are going to get lost in the shuffle there, especially on crossing routes. He's able to do so and pick up another first down.
So first down here for the Clan. Simon Fraser doing a great job here as they drive down the field. The handoff is going to go to Litre. He makes a great cut. Litre to the end zone. Ante Litre with the touchdown for Simon Fraser.
Boy, that was a huge gap there created by the right side of that line. Fantastic work by Courtney and Couture.
We can't say enough about that Simon Fraser O-line. I know head coach Kelly Bates has taken a lot of pride in what those guys are doing up front. And when you get Litre on a roll, you're going to get some results like that.
And we'll see it on the replay here, Howie. Another zone run. Again, that's Beck cutting. And Litre's, barely even touched as he scampers into the end zone. That big body man's tough to bring him down when you do get hands on him.
He made a great cut there. Partway through that run, just planted the leg and found a straight zone to the end zone. And Simon Fraser is getting it done here. 21-9 the score here, 4:37 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, we got one more angle of this replay here. Great work by our producer in the studio, Gabe Lynn. The wide angle here, and a nice cut block by Beck creates that little bit of separation. And great blocks by Couture and Courtney there out on that right side, able to make that crease for Litre and takes it into the end zone.
And that's a 12-yard run for Litre.
Second of the game.
15 carries for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you mentioned it, Nick. He didn't have a touchdown heading into this game, a rushing touchdown, and Litre now with 2. So the Notre Dame product is doing a great job in his own neighborhood, playing for the Clan football team here, doing a terrific job for Simon Fraser tonight. 21-9 is the score. There is the kickoff by Doherty, fielded deep by the Wildcats. Special teams task here for the Clan. They can't make him the stop at the edge, and they're giving up some big yards here. Big yards, big play. That is Zolk, and he's going to keep going. Can they stop Zolk? He just... Wow. We talked about the big plays, and boom, here they come with 4:19 left in the third quarter, Nick. Jesse Zolk with a big run, the 5'8", 160 junior.
And we saw another big return earlier, Howie. And right here, Zolk's able to cut it up inside that those Clan defenders, and then it's just a sprint to the finish. Zolk's not going to be caught. He's a quick, speedy guy, and a great response there by the Wildcats.
Well, when he made his way to the edge and cut back sharply, he really caught the rest of the defense flat-footed, and you're right, it was a foot race from there. And Zolk, what a great play instinctively to score a special teams touchdown here for Central Washington. We mentioned Central's missed 2 field goals and an extra point here as they line up to add the single. They can cut it to 5 points if they make this one. And that one is going to go through. 21-16 now the score here. That changes the dynamics, Nick. You really, that is the definitive answer. Special teams taking it the length of the field on a big play, they're right back in this football game.
Absolutely, but here's what we're going to see from Simon Fraser. We're going to see what they're made of, right? You know, that's all fine and dandy when you can get a lead, but it's going to be if you can hold that lead. And Simon Fraser able to, pound the ball down the field with Litre. You give up a big play on special teams, but it's how you respond, and that's what the game of football is all about.
Well, we know that none of these are going to be easy, and an 0-7 football team certainly can't expect to have an easy win in any aspect, but they were absolutely dominant in this third quarter until they gave up that play. So we'll see what Simon Fraser, as Nick Sersky says, are made of here down the stretch drive of this football game. 4:19 remaining in the third quarter from Swangard Stadium on Clan TV. That's McDonald on to kick from his 35. White Spot proud to support SFU Athletics and sponsor of today's game. And I tell you, I'm hungry. I wouldn't mind going to White Spot after the game.
I'll see you there.
Grill and greens. Love it. Maybe the greatest food combination ever assembled. There is the kick by the Wildcats, fielded, I believe, by Anderson. Oh, and he's going to get taken out of bounds early there. Anderson showing some good wheels, but taken out of bounds there. His jersey tugged, and he's going to go out of bounds near the 20. There's some feeling on the far side of the field, Nick.
Well, it's a high-intensity game, Howie. And Anderson maybe gets shoved a bit late out of bounds, but and then there's some extracurriculars there, but that's going to happen when you have a high-intensity game like football.
Simon Fraser here is going to take over just inside their 20. They're going to call it the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Clan. The two-back set here with Legoux and Litre. David Legoux finds an instant blow. That got snuffed out in a hurry by number 56 on the defense. That was Elijah Suka. Did I get the name wrong there? Was that 56?
I didn't quite see it there.
Because he's listed as a running back. I think that's my error.
We'll check it on the replay.
Boy,
here.
did that gap disappear in a hurry.
Yeah, and it looked like they had something there, but he's able just to make a nice jump.
56 indeed, according to our charts here, is Elijah Suka. He's listed as a running back, but
well, he was running on that play too.
He was running, and he knocked them back. So
made a good tackle, good open field tackle.
So here's Buren on a sweep. Oh, at Stanford, I still bit on that one. There's right through the hands of Stanford, unleashes that pass. He went to Litre coming out of the backfield, and he can't hang on to the ball. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long. It's been a
and we saw some success for Buren on that end around. Simon Fraser able to fake that and have Litre open in the flat, but Litre just unable to corral that pass. The pass was on target, but maybe that wet, slippery ball down there had some effect.
Well, 3rd down now for the Clan, 3rd and long, and they need a big play here. Two receivers to the top, 2 to the left, and Anderson in motion. Litre is in the backfield. Stanford, 2-step drop and a quick pass over the middle. Did he hang on to the ball? Indeed he did. That's a great catch by Nadon, number 10. And he's really a guy who loves to make the gutsy catch. We see Sam Nadon catching the ball in traffic, Nick, all the time. He's got great hands, and he came down with a big play there.
He's that great possession receiver over the middle, Howie. And he's done that a couple times this year. And Stanford's able to fit that ball into a real tight window. And a great catch by Nadon, showing the ref, yeah, I got this. And
Love
a first down.
The hand comes up, the ball's there. There was mustard on that pass from Ryan Stanford. And Nadon with a great catch. Here's Anderson in motion on 1st down for the Clan.
False start there on the Clan. Iezi on the tight end there.
So Iezi apparently moving early. This Clan team, there's a contrast to it, Nick, because it hasn't happened a lot tonight. They've been very disciplined.
Yeah, they've been pretty disciplined here, but
the false
maybe
start
the motion seems to just throw off Iezi there on the left tight end. Yeah, and he jumps, and that'll move the Clan back 5 yards.
So after the Nidon first down, they'll make it 1st and 15 for the Clan. Simon Fraser at its own 15 or 16 yard line right now, I think. Am I reading that right?
25.
25, sorry. Here he is back to pass. Stanford wants a big play but can't, so he throws it to the sideline. That was in the vicinity of Andrew Paul's, but really just trying to get rid of the football and not take a loss on the play was Stanford.
Yeah, just pressure up the middle by Central Washington. Stanford, the smart play, don't take a sack, get rid of that ball. Didn't take a grounding penalty either, so second down here for Simon Fraser.
See what's going on here for the Clan. Second and 15 from the 25. The handoff to Litre, cutting up the middle, cutting to the sidelines, moving all over the field, and finally getting dragged down. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe even still shy of that, so about a 5 yard gain there for Litre. Ante Litre talked about his solid efforts.
Yeah, just that zone run to the left side there, but Central Washington able to rally up to that ball, hold them for a minimal gain.
So keep it at 3rd and long. It's about 3rd and 13 here, I think it is going to be, for the Simon Fraser Clan. Buren lined up wide to the near side of the field. He's had a huge game today for Simon Fraser. Empty backfield for the Clan as Stanford takes a snap and looks down the field. Ooh, that pass batted away by number 10, James Adeyanju.
And just trying to set up on 3rd and long there, a quick screen. Believe it's the wide receiver that they try and get the ball to here.
Well, Adeyanju, the former Wisconsin Badger transfer, some nice Big Ten credentials there, Nick, as he comes in to bat that ball away. So Doherty now back to punt. Central Washington forcing SFU's hand with some very definitive defensive play on that last series. They kept the Clan bottled up in their own end the entire series as Doherty sends a bit of a wobbler down. It's going to drop to about the 45 yard line perhaps of Central Washington. So the Wildcats are going to have some great field position here. And of course they scored the last touchdown to pull within 5 on the return. So they're parlaying their special teams, their defense, and now bringing on their offense if they can't get the 1-2-3 punch here following that special teams touchdown.
Yeah, and Central Washington did have some quick strikes against Simon Fraser the last time they played, so Simon Fraser is going to have to bend but don't break here. Again, we talked about it earlier, starting a drive at midfield or inside your opponent's end, you almost expect points, but it's going to be up to Simon Fraser to stop them for minimal or no gain.
Right at the 50, and the play is going to find number 15 on the sidelines. Nice move to get some big yardage, and he's moving his way around down the field, and that's Justin Peterson, the wide receiver out of Marysville, Washington, juking the Clan players on the sideline, and that's a big first down for the visitors.
Yeah, and just I think Pugh there slipped in coverage, or Orem, sorry, slipped in coverage, and he's able to run that out with nobody around him, catches it, secures the ball, turns upfield, makes a couple guys miss. First down.
Orem and Herdman have been the two best Clan tacklers today, and they were both in the vicinity. They are unable to stop Peterson. So first down for the Wildcats. Oh, and they make a man miss in the backfield, and they're going to... Oh, are they headed to the end zone here? They are going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 3 yard line. And that was Peterson, the receiver. Apologies on the play. Couldn't see the number. But Peterson looked home free there for a second. The Clan knocking him out right near the goal line.
Yeah, and just kind of a quick bubble pass there, getting your receiver the ball in space, makes a man miss, and takes it all the way down inside the 5.
2 missed Clan tackles on that play. The Clan finally forced him out of bounds. the 3-yard line. So first and goal here for the Wildcats. They're going to hand it to Carter there, and he was eyeing the end zone, obviously unable to get there. The Clan converge on him, and we'll look to see another play on this drive at second down, second and goal. 32 seconds here remaining in the third quarter of play as the Wildcats driving to go ahead with a potential go-ahead touchdown. Seconds here as they survey the scene. The one play here looks like here for Central Washington before the end of the quarter. They will keep the ball and look to the end zone. Clan defense coming, and they find a man who can't hold on to the ball in the end zone.
Boy, that's the second one they've had dropped in the end zone, Howie, and that's another break for Simon Fraser, bringing us to the end of the third quarter.
That was Nate Rauda, number 11. Ball right in his hands, unable to squeeze it. That would have been a quick 6 there for Central Washington. So we'll take a break now on Clan TV and be right back with you with more of the fourth quarter. Simon Fraser University is celebrating its 50th anniversary by counting down the 50 most incredible moments in Clan history. I'm Howard Samura from The Province and theprovince.com. Join me each week to see rare videos and photos from the Clan's past. We'll relive events such as the first Shrum Bowl and look back at some of Canada's most amazing athletes during their time on Burnaby Mountain.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
And we're back with you here at Swangard Stadium. We've also got some volleyball happening. Nick, bring us up to date on that.
Yeah, Simon Fraser women's team is in Portland, Oregon tonight at down in Concordia, and they are currently in the third set, leading in the third set 3-1, and the sets are tied 1-1. Concordia took the first set 25-19. Simon Fraser responded 25-19 in the second.
Well, Central Washington now is driving deep in Simon Fraser territory, and the handoff is going to go, and they are going to go into the end zone for the touchdown, and that is number 30, Quincy Carter. They were second and goal and just perched on the Simon Fraser Clan goal line. So back-to-back touchdowns now by Central Washington. The momentum of this game shifting as the Wildcats go for the extra point and the potential 2-point lead.
Yeah, and you felt the wind come out of the sails of the Clan when they took that, when Central Washington took that all the way down the field. And it looks like Central's going to keep their offense on the field and try and make this a 3-point game.
Smart move with the point spread there. They go for 3 in the end zone, or 2, check that, and unable to complete that, so it'll stay at 22-21.
Good play by Weathersby.
In the back of the end zone, Weathersby, who had a big pick earlier in the game, coming up with the big defensive play there to prevent the 2-point conversion by Central Washington. So Simon Fraser giving up the 2 touchdowns now in a row. But Central Washington's missed 2 field goals, a missed PAT, and a missed 2-point convert in this game. And if you're the Clan and you're their Clan offense, you got to take advantage of that, Nick, and you got to put some points on the board here.
Absolutely, and we've been saying the mantra, 60 minutes all game, Howie. That's what it's going to come down to this last 15 minutes here. Simon Fraser's going to keep mentally and physically tough and in tune and into their game plan. What they've been doing has been working. You know, they put up 21 points. Litre's been pounding the rock inside. Buren's had some nice plays on the outside, and Stanford, when he's needed to make a big pass, he's been able to. So Simon Fraser, just stick to your game plan. You're down by 1 point in the beginning of the fourth quarter. There's lots of time left for you to come back and win this game.
Well, special teams can kick in and make a big difference here with Lagu number 32 and Anderson number 9 back to receive the kickoff. So we'll see how they angle this kick, and likely Anderson will be the guy getting the ball here. We'll see what happens as Central Washington. It's going to go to Anderson, fielding at his own 12-yard line. Anderson trying to find a lane. He's going to go to the sidelines. He's getting some real positive yardage here. Earl Anderson up at about the 35, 36-yard line, it looks like.
Yep, good return there by Simon Fraser. Get some positive yardage on that return up to about, the 30, 31-yard line maybe, where SFU is going to take over. And this is where Littre and Stanford are going to have to put something together here, put a drive together, get Simon Fraser at least inside the red zone to attempt a field goal, and get this lead back here early in the fourth quarter.
Well, the Simon Fraser defense held Central Washington out of the red zone the entire first half, and Central Washington has really bounced back here. So the Clan need a response, and here's Stanford back to pass on first down to the sideline, and he makes, juggled ball there. That was intended to Andrew Pauls on the far sideline. Incomplete to Pauls, but lucky for Simon Fraser as well that it wasn't picked off. We'll see a replay here as Stanford, the fake in the throw to the sideline.
That's Williams Miller there, the corner, making a good play on that ball. Paul a big target, and is usually able to box out defenders, but the defensive back able to come in and knock that ball away.
Great job as well as Nick says, by the cornerback on that play for Central Washington. So the Clan, 2nd and 10 now. Stanford. And Stanford lucky not to get that picked off. He threw it right in the direction of the same guy, Blake Williams Miller. The ball just sailed right past him. He was so shocked to see it, but some lack of communication there.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there between Anderson and Stafford. Anderson almost looked like he was blocking on the play, maybe expecting a quick throw from Stanford, but Stanford was looking his way, but the pass luckily falls incomplete.
So a break for the Clan there, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Simon Fraser. See what they can do here on 3rd and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Stanford looking downfield. He's going to break Dane out of the pocket and look down the sidelines. Finds Buren, who falls out of bounds with the football. Justin Buren, that's a huge catch on 3rd and 10. He's going to get the Simon Fraser Clan down to the Central Washington 44-yard line.
And kudos to Stanford. I thought he, pulled the happy feet a bit early here, but he's able to scramble out to the outside, and Buren does exactly what you're told. He's doing a comeback route, but as soon as that quarterback starts to scramble outside, he cuts it upfield, makes a beautiful catch, and toe drags those feet inbounds to bring Simon Fraser into Central Washington territory.
Great catch by Buren, who's had a couple of big ones here today. So 1st and 10 as they move upfield here. The Clan, the handoff to Littre. And he makes a nice, cuts it back too. And Littre still moving. A flag on the field.
I think a hold there on that pulling guard. I don't know why he needed to hold him, but he did.
Well, we'll see what happens here and what the final verdict is going to be, but Littre certainly looked impressive. And we'll see it here on the replay, Nick.
I wonder if it's on the receiver that's downfield, but maybe we'll get a peek at it here. Didn't quite see it on that play, Howie. But
Evan Telford, the tackle getting called for the penalty there.
But that'll march the ball back into Simon Fraser territory. 1st and, they'll call it a spot foul, so it's actually just marched back 10 yards from where the spot occurred. So it's going to be about 1st and 14.
1st and 14 for Simon Fraser, and it's going to be at the Central Washington 47 or 48-yard line. See what the Clan can do on 1st and long here. Stanford to Anderson, who couldn't catch the ball. The ball delivered a little high. Anderson should have still caught that ball, but he juggled it, and they will lose a further yardage in the backfield, Nick.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times, that play, just that kind of bubble pass to Anderson. It is a bit high, but anytime your receiver gets a hand on it, you really do want him to haul it in. Tough break for Simon Fraser because it looks like he had some space if he would have been able to make a tackle or miss.
They're calling it exactly at the original line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 13 again here for the Clan at about the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. Buren in motion, cutting through the handoff to Littre. Littre's got the first down. There are no flags, and he is dragging Central Washington Wildcat players down the field. Littre, what a drive down to about the 22-yard line of the Wildcats.
And we talked about it earlier, how we'll get the replay here. Great work by Gabe Lynn. Just a quick draw play, and Central Washington just not expecting them to run the ball on 2nd and long. Litre powering, holding, carrying guys for 3 or 4 guys for 5 or 6 more yards. And great play, bringing that ball just outside the 20-yard line. I think not quite inside the red zone yet, but this definitely feels like a red zone possession here.
He looked like John Riggins, and if you don't know him, you have to be an older guy like me. The Washington Redskins running back, carrying people down the field. Great play by Litre. Here's Stanford. He's going to keep it as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and is going to gain about 3 or 4 yards on that play. Not that bad on first down when everything breaks down to head to the sidelines, Nick, and get something positive out of it.
Yeah, good coverage there by the Wildcats, but Stanford able to break contain, get a couple yards. Oh, they didn't even give him many yards, did they? Oh, yeah.
They're a little late moving the sticks.
Late moving the stick there.
Boy, that's a funny spot. I thought he had at least 4 yards on that carry, but they're going to give Stanford about 2 yards. Call it 2nd and 8 here inside the 20-yard line. So inside the red zone now for the Clan on 2nd and 8. Oh, and a low snap, and Stanford at this point is just going to cover up that ball. They're going to lose about 4 yards on the play. But you got to think ball security in all instances when you get a snap like that.
Yeah, it's tough. As a wide receiver, you want Stanford to bend down, pick that ball up, and toss me the ball. But especially in these wet conditions, it's important to control that. Bring up a 3rd down conversion here. Maybe get half that yardage back, or if we can get the ball to Litre on a screen or something, break a couple tackles, get a 1st down.
Well, Beck's been excellent all season, despite being a freshman at that all-important center position. So certainly that was a one-off. This is 3rd and long for the Clan. Stanford looks to the end zone. He's looking, not too sure what happened there on the far sideline. Was looking for Buren. No flags on the field there, but the coverage was heavy from the defensive back. Don't know if Buren was held back or not.
Yeah, we'll take a peek here. It's just isolation. Buren on the top. It seems to be a stop-and-go route, and Stanford just throws, maybe was expecting just a simple fade from Buren, but Buren wanted to try and shake the receiver. Unable to do so, and brings up a 4th down and a big kick here for Doherty.
What is this, about a 40... Is that going to... He is going to make it.
Wow.
Just trying to eyeball the length of that field goal. Was that about 42 or 43 yards?
Yeah, about there. Howie, Doherty's struggled this season. His percentage is about 50%, but a great kick there. He's had some big ones here at Swangard Stadium, a 48-yard field goal earlier in the year, and then this beautiful kick to give Simon Fraser the lead.
Well, great kick there by Doherty, the Richmond product out of Hugh Boyd Secondary School. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now into the 4th quarter of play here. And Doherty's field goal, 43 yards. He has been clutch. So Doherty doing a great job there and putting the Clan on top now, 24-22.
And that's what you like to see, Howie. Look at those red zone scores and chances. They're 3 for 3 in the red zone. It's been something they've struggled with all season. Their 3rd down conversion still under 50%, but those red zone, when you get inside the 20, you want to come away with points, and they've done so on all 3 occasions.
Well, the Clan 342 yards on the game, 285 for Central Washington. Bobbled there by Central Washington on the kickoff return. Number 56, Elijah Suka there on specials, able to cover it.
Probably a good play to keep it away from Zalk there. He's hurt the Clan today on the kick return, and you know what? You'll take the ball at the 30-yard line and make them drive the full field instead of giving them a 95-yard kickoff like Zalk had earlier in the 3rd quarter.
It's seniors night here at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, British Columbia. Thanks for joining us on Clan TV. I'm Howard Samura along with Nick Sersky, and we hope you have enjoyed this final football broadcast of the season for Clan football. Simon Fraser 0-7 on the season, trying to get that first victory, and right now leading 24-22 with 11:21 remaining. The defense set to bear down here. Central Washington 1st down. Lane will look down the field, and that is a great clutch catch on the sidelines. And that's number 15, Justin Peterson. He's made some big catches in this game. He's a sophomore out of Lakewood High School in Marysville, Washington.
Yeah, and SFU's been very aggressive in the run game. And so Central Washington plays off what happens there, just a quick little play fake, and then you have levels of receivers going down the field. The first level was covered, but the second guy had a step on his cornerback. Big first down play.
Big gainer there for the Wildcats, who come right back with a completion to the other side of the field, dancing and finally being pulled down at about the 33-yard line. It was Peterson again, I believe, number 15.
And Central trying to go no huddle here, keep the Simon Fraser defense on their heels.
We'll see the Simon Fraser defense is conditioning here as the Wildcats pull the old Oregon Ducks on them and go high tempo here. No huddle offense as Lane takes the pass and the handoff cut up field by Carter, and he's going to get pushed back by that Clan defense. Host of Clan players there, but I think doing a great job there. Ben Meinecker, great job to get the stop there for the Clan, the strong safety out of Surrey. So call it second and about 7.5 here for Central Washington as they look to drive for the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter of play. Here's Lane rolling out of the pocket, looking downfield and delivering a missile downfield, and it is dropped. It was right into double coverage, and great play there by the Clan. That was Weathersby and I believe Orem. I'm trying to see who that was intended for. I believe that was intended for Nate Rauda, number 11.
And we'll see it here, just a hope and a prayer there. I think that's Weathersby.
And Meinecker, number 6, I
and
believe,
Meinecker
was there too.
downfield
So
on the coverage.
love what this
And that was
secondary
the pass
has
is
done.
intended for Rauda. Brings up a third down here.
So third and long now for Central. And rolling out and looking towards the end zone. Great pass to the side. Oh, he thought he went out of bounds, but he didn't. He kept his balance, and that's Justin Peterson. He has come alive in the passing department. And Peterson makes a great catch on the sidelines, turns it into a touchdown for the Wildcats. 28-24, pending the extra point here. So 9:53 remaining in this game, and the Clan once again forced to rally.
And we'll take a peek here at the replay, Howie. Just a long out pattern there. And he gets lost in coverage, and a great downfield block there by the receiver. I believe that's all doing everything for them. Making a downfield block, allowing the receiver to waltz in the end zone. And here they're going for two.
And the two-point convert is good by Central Washington.
Makes it a
And
touchdown
that's Peterson
game.
again. Justin Peterson again. He is really making his presence felt. First touchdown, but he's made so many big catches in the second half of play. So Central Washington going up 30-24, putting the pressure immediately on Simon Fraser. They need a touchdown to take the lead here. Central will kick off to the Clan. Simon Fraser's answered in so many departments, so many ways today, Nick, but they really are being pushed in terms of testing their mettle here. Do they have what it takes mentally to keep rallying, because they're giving up big plays now in the second half?
And this is what we're going to have to see, Howie. They've had two big players on the day. Litre has 122 yards on the ground, and Bjorn has 114 yards. Usually when you're getting those kind of big plays, you're leading. Especially, we thought this was going to be a low-scoring game headed into halftime, 7-3, but the offenses have really exploded here in the second half. Now Central Washington leads by an unconverted touchdown, 6 points here, 30-24. But again, like I mentioned earlier, when Central scored their first touchdown, Simon Fraser still has 10 minutes to go, needs a touchdown, and they've done it before, and hopefully they can do it again here and drive down the field and score a touchdown.
Got 3 TDs and a field goal here for the Clan, all converted as a slip on the field. I believe that was Anderson, unable to keep his footing there and falling.
It was Legou.
David Legou checked that. But I'll tell you, Peterson, who we just talked about, 8 catches for 151 yards now in this football game. He has come alive as the key offensive player for Central Washington.
And even Lane's picked it up, 17 for 29, 264 yards. And it's been some big completions that they've had. Their run game's really been...
Well, Clan's done a great job. Look at that average yard per carry for their guys, Carter and Cummings. They have been workhorses, and they've kept them under 3.3 yards per carry, each of those guys. And that's really saying something. They're just giving up the big plays in the passing game. Here's a handoff. Fake. Stanford looking downfield. Is going to keep it and go out of the sidelines, but he will take that hit at the last second. And that was number 38 laying on the lumber, Kevin Haynes, the linebacker from Redmond, Washington. He delivers a hard hit there to Ryan Stanford right at the end of the play. Ooh, that is a
big hit there. But, hey, good on Stanford. You know what? This is his senior night, too. I'm sure he doesn't want to go on a losing note. So this is a drive that's in his hands right now here in the fourth quarter. And it's what kids as young quarterbacks dream about, leading their team to victory in the fourth.
It's going to take a freight train to knock Ryan Stanford out of this game on 2nd and 5 as he steps back. Litre in the backfield with him in the pistol formation as and a whistle.
Timeout.
So a timeout being called on the field right now. Simon Fraser will finish the season next Saturday in California against Azusa Pacific. It's going to be the final game of the Simon Fraser Clan 2015 season. Of course, they'd love to be a one-win team heading down to Azusa Pacific on the weekend, Nick.
Yeah, and I think this is, Azusa Pacific's another middle of the conference team that Simon Fraser
played them so well here.
Exactly. We had a close game against them as well. So if Simon Fraser can pull out a victory here, and maybe get a second win next season, that's something that they can really build on going towards next year.
Oh, it certainly would be. You come in 0-7, you finish 2-7. I'll tell you, every returning player is just going to have that added purpose in the offseason because they're seeing the results paying off. But they got to worry about number 1 here first, and they're trailing by 6 with 9:12 remaining. They've got the football and a chance to drive down the field. See what they can do here as we come out of the timeout.
Just a quick out-of-town scoreboard update here. We were talking about the volleyball game earlier. Simon Fraser actually won that third set down in Portland against Concordia, 25-20, so they now lead 2-1.
2nd and 6 here for the Clan. Buren in motion, the handoff to Litre. Was that Litre up the middle? So Ante Litre, they're going to move the sticks instantly. I thought it was close, but they are going to say, Ante Litre, you've gotten us a first down, and they'll move the sticks. Ball control football in the fourth quarter is what it's all about, Nick. If you want to be a football team that's got any kind of an identity, you got to be able to establish that running game, right? And they would love to do that with Litre here.
And they've done it all game, Howie, and I think that's the recipe. There's no rush. There's 8:42 left on the clock here. Tons of time left in this game. You can stick to your game plan, stick to what's been working, and then punch that ball into the end zone.
Anderson in motion is going to take it, wants the edge. Can he get there? He can. He's going to make a cut and come upfield. So great move there. Anderson showing his athletic ability. Kevin Haynes, the linebacker, coming up to make the stop there.
Gets about 2 yards high, but I don't know if I agree with that play call, getting Anderson the ball, running towards the short side. I think I'd rather prefer him running towards the wide side of the field where he's got some more space to make tacklers miss. Just that short corner is tougher to make a cut, but he's able to dance around a couple Wildcat defenders and still get a decent gain on first down.
If Simon Fraser is going to attack the field vertically, you can just feel it coming right now. I don't know what's going to happen on this play, but you just got a feeling with that trip set to the high side of the field that they will look like a passing team here. Here comes Stanford. He will look to that trip side, and they will look for the open man on the field. No flags have fallen yet. That was intended for Anderson. Solid coverage there, according to the officials, by Blake Williams-Miller, the defensive back.
Man, we'll see what Anderson, the route there, just kind of the out and up, and it looked like he gave up a bit on the play, Howie. You want to really continue to run your routes, even though maybe you don't think your quarterback can make that throw, but you never know. I think if he keeps running that route, Stanford can probably at least get it close to him, and maybe Anderson can make a play on the ball.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 7 now. The bane of the Clan's existence, their ability to convert on 3rd and long, and shown some signs of more of it in the second half here, but they're going to key one here from their own 35-yard line. Stanford down the field, wide open man, Anderson. It's almost picked off. Wow, Williams-Miller again at the heart of the action, and he is laying down the law against the Clan receivers in that Central Washington secondary. I'm not sure what you thought there. Catchable, was the pass delivered where it needed to be, Nick? What was your thought there?
Yeah, I think it was a similar route to what Anderson ran the play before, and he actually ran out his route, and this is what they could have done on second down. I think Anderson has a chance at that, but that's also a good play by the defensive back there, Williams-Miller, to knock that ball away and bring up a fourth down.
Well, Carpoon, the benched punter, now into the game, and he lets a nice one go. He's going to back the Wildcats back, but they are going to get a return out of this. Here they come, building up some speed to the sideline. It's Zolk.
And they keep kicking to him, Howie. And I'm not really sure why. He's an explosive returner. Luckily they're able to contain him for a short return under 10 yards. But every time he catches the ball, you hold your breath and hope it's not returned for a touchdown there. Carpoon's got to do a better job of aiming that towards the sidelines, between the numbers and the sidelines, and kind of contain that returner a bit more, if not getting it out of bounds.
I know Carpoon didn't do a lot. I think was actually not kicking last week in the loss, but Doherty has been punting. This time we did see Carpoon. That was a nice punt. It backed his man up, but they are able to get a return here, and they come right back on the ground to the Wildcats. People might be wondering about the other quarterbacks on this roster, but clearly when you're in a situation to win like this, Ryan Stanford, it's his baby. You got to let him do what he can do.
This would be a big spot for Simon Fraser. They haven't created too many turnovers today, but this is be one where you'd love it. Either punch that ball loose or force some pressure on the quarterback, force a bad pass.
Boy, that rain is coming down hard. There's a reverse in the backfield. Clan sniff it out. 2 missed tackles, though, as they go to the sideline. And that's Justin Herdman who's going to run the man out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a big loss, Howie.
They got pressure from that linebacking core. And a great job there by SFU in the heart of their defense. Wow. He eludes a couple of tackles to Zolk, but he cannot get away on the sidelines from Justin Herdman.
Yeah, good play of stringing out. And we've talked about those wide runs that Central Washington has tried, with not much success. They've had some success running up the middle, which is not what you'd think about this Simon Fraser team with their big, stout defensive line. But Central not finding much success around the edges on the running.
Good lateral quickness by the Clan defense, forcing him to third and a major long here as Lane drops back to pass and guns it down the field. Oh, and it goes in and out of the arms. Weathersby with the great coverage there. And that was intended for number 11, Nate Rauda, on the far sideline. Weathersby right in there and really disrupting Rauda.
Well, we saw the strong arm from Lane here. We talked about it earlier, and this is a real testament to his strong arm. He's rolling out the other way and tosses it all the way back and almost gets a completion out of it. Boy, you really need to be on your toes with him in the pocket, because he can launch it.
Well, our camera crew needs to get a shot of that light standard. That rain is just pelting down on the field right now as they get set to punt, and it is a booming punt down the field. It's going to take a neutral bounce, actually a Clan bounce. It just dies at the 45-yard line of the Simon Fraser Clan. And you were right, Nick. There was moments earlier in this game where the rain really got mild. It was just misting, but it's coming down hard now.
Now it's coming down. Boy, oh boy. Lucky we're in this nicely heated booth.
Nicely heated booth, and Steve Frost, our executive director, with some hot chocolate here at the half. So
nice guy.
We're good to go for the
Nice
rest
guy,
of this
Frosty.
second half. First down here.
And this is what you want here, Howie. Again, no rush for Simon Fraser. 6.5 minutes left, tons of time. Give that ball to Litre and see what he can do.
We'll see if they feed the big man in the backfield. He's wearing number 44, and he's become a fan favorite here for the Clan. Stanford will throw, though, on first down. He's going to find Litre up the sidelines, and for a first down, Litre is going to make it all the way down to the Central Washington 40-yard line. Big gain for Litre. Well, it wasn't a run like you thought, but the right guy got the ball.
Still the same guy gets the ball, Howie, and they've done this a couple times today. The little quick draw play, taking advantage of the Wildcat pass rush. Litre able to break that tackle. Boy, you wish you could have broken that one more. He might have been gone. But good tackle down there by 38. That's Haynes to limit that gain.
1st and 10 from the central 39-yard line. It's going to be a sweep to Buren. Justin Buren looking for a hole, and he gains some yardage up to about the 35-yard line. So small gain there, but some positive yards for Buren is going to bring up about a 2nd and 6.
And I'll never complain when you get the ball into the hands of a playmaker, and Buren is exactly that. Catches the defense not too off guard. The Central is able to rally around that, but now they have to keep it honest, and maybe we see that fake sweep again, and then the rollout to Paul's on the backside, which we saw earlier in the game.
Well, we'll see what happens here as Litre stays in the backfield. Ooh, and he's going to feel the pressure. Stanford is. He's going to get sacked. Central Washington getting right in there with the sack. It's a Winslow Kawasi, the 6'1 sophomore from Lakes High School in Tacoma. He brought the pressure, Nick, and that is a big loss for the Clan.
Yeah, and that's a tough play for Stanford. You kind of hope he could get rid of that ball, but the pressure was just too hot in his face, and good play to eat it and not fumble the ball. We'll see what they can do here. And, the Wildcats are a little mixed up on defense there. Forced them to take a timeout.
Well, I tell you, though, when they ran that sweep with Buren, Nick, guys are getting up in front trying to run block, and they're literally just falling on the field. The footing is so tough right now on this surface at Swangard Stadium. So
well, it's Vancouver in November, Howie. It's not pretty out there, and that rain is continuing to pound down on that field.
Well, the thoughts all weekend, rain was going to favor Simon Fraser, and the Clan are right in this thing, trailing by 6 points with 4:47 left. They've got the football. They're trying to drive it down the field to look for their first victory of the season. They're going to need some big plays here on 3rd and long as they come out of the timeout.
Yeah, and I think this might be 4-down territory for Simon Fraser. Try and get half of it back, if not more. Maybe create a manageable 4th and 6, 4th and 7. A field goal really doesn't do you any good here this late in the game.
That said, you know what? I don't think Central Washington's been able to really establish anything on the ground, and I think that there's still the potential with 4:47 to get the ball back, but maybe I'm thinking too much like a CFL 3-down person at this stage of the game.
Well, it depends, but we'll see what Coach Bates has in store for us here. I probably predict a quick screen or something where you can get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Well, here comes the snap. Stanford's got the ball, fakes the handoff to Litre. Pressure immediately, and that pass deflected. Number 40 of the Wildcats getting in there, Mitch Haldane, the defensive lineman out of Mount Lake Terrace, able to knock it away, and that is a big play.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I talked about, Howie. They set up a quick screen for Litre. Unfortunately, unable to get that completion. They'll bring in, and this is the right call here on 4th and very long, to bring in Carpin and hopefully pin them inside the 10, the 5, keep it away from Zalk as best you can, and then force a 3 and out on defense.
Well, this will be a very curious punt. See where this one heads as Zalk, the only man back, and definitely angled by Carpoon to the near side of the field. He did a good job with that.
Very nice kick by Carpoon.
Carpoon, the Sands secondary product out of North Delta, a terrific punt.
Out at about the 4-yard line. Great kick.
Now the job up to the Clan defense to get a quick turnover of possession here. They want another shot at the end zone, and they're going to have to bring their best defensive effort of the game right here with 4:35 remaining as they trail 30-24.
Yeah, 4:35 left on the clock. I believe they have 2 timeouts left in their back pocket, so they can stop the ball or stop the clock twice more. Again, no 3-minute warning here in NCAA Div 2 football, so the clock won't stop then. But they still do have 2 timeouts left. I suspect Central Washington to try and run the ball.
Quick handoff in the backfield up the middle. The Clan get there very quickly, and it's a very modest gain, if anything. Deep at about the 6-yard line of the Wildcats. Boy, that rain is coming down hard, Dick. It is just coming down here at Swangard.
Kudos to the cheerleaders, too. They're standing down on the track.
They're standing there like it's like nothing's happening, like it's a sunny day in June.
Good for them.
So 2nd down now, and the Wildcats are wanting to make the clock their friend, obviously, and it's starting to become that way. So
Now look at them down there in the rain. How good for them. Chanting defense.
great to see the support the Clan, the cheerleaders bring here. Back to second and down, the handoff in the backfield, right up the middle, and that looked like Justin Herdman there with the tackle number 48. Carter, the workhorse for that Central Washington backfield. He's gone past 20 carries. We should also mention Lee Trace broken the 100-yard barrier well in advance. He's got 122 yards rushing at our last count, so he's added to that most likely, and solid effort for Lee Trace, his second 100-yard performance of the season.
And here's this third down play, Howie. Central Washington's milking the clock here for all they can. It's ticking down to 3:10 with about 6 seconds left on the play clock, and we'll see what they can do on third down.
About 3rd and 5 here for the Wildcats. Laying the handoff, tried some misdirection in the backfield and are stopped, and the Clan make a great stop on 3rd down. I'll tell you right now, Legou and Anderson better be hyped up on the return here. They've got a great opportunity to make something happen for Simon Fraser.
Yeah, just a good play. The draw play really snuffed out there by Simon Fraser defense. Brings up a big punt and a quality opportunity for a return here. If you're Anderson, if there's any question, just secure that ball, get that ball back into the hands of your defense. Don't fumble that punt. Centrals looks like they're going to tick this clock down and then take their final timeout, I believe.
And that's an Nancy Earl Anderson, number 9. He wants a touch, but he's going to have to cool his heels for a few more minutes here. 2:16 remaining in this game. Central Washington.
And this is what it's going to come down to, Howie. SFU is going to get the ball back. We predict around midfield, maybe the 40-yard line. And Ryan Stanford, the senior quarterback, is going to have the ball in his hands to try and lead a fourth quarter game-winning drive here for Simon Fraser.
That's Stanford and all the rest of the seniors on this team. It's an emotional time here, their final home games this season, and we'll see what is left. But ball security is going to be so huge in the midst of a absolute monsoon here at Swangard Stadium.
Yeah. You can see some fog coming in, the rain coming down. It's
November football is the best thing in the world.
I don't mind. Now, as a Canadian football fan, the November is the best time of the year because the playoffs come around. Unfortunately, my Bombers aren't in the playoffs this year, but
your Bombers are building, and
we'll leave that for another year. Next year, we'll talk about that.
So every level of football in the province of British Columbia, great games all over the province, high school, college, university, and obviously the BC Lions playing Calgary tomorrow in their regular season finale. But right now, Simon Fraser trying to secure some field position here. There is the kick. Anderson, it's going to go over his head, and it's a great kick, taking a great central bounce. It's going to die at about the 39-yard line.
Boy, why did Anderson let that go over his head?
But you know
maybe
what?
He lost it in the lights or something.
I have been thinking, though, Nick, that their punting has been so erratic tonight. Like, it's hard to get a handle on what kind of kick they're going to get away. And I was thinking, this thing could just sail over his head. Sure enough, it did. It went to the sidelines. I don't know if that was the reason, but Central has done a good job of putting the Clan in a tough position here with 2:04 remaining.
And there trots out Stanford into the huddle with a play called just over 2 minutes left. And I believe 2 timeouts left. I don't know the official check on that, but I think there's 2 timeouts left here. And he's got more than enough time to get down the field. He's going to have to move the ball quickly.
Big chance on an 0-7 team here. The 39-yard line. It's 4 down time here for the Simon Fraser Clan as Stanford looks and guns and is unable to have that pass caught by Anderson right over the middle.
Yeah, just a simple all curls route to try and get the ball, the receiver in some space there, but the throw is a little bit off target. And actually probably lucky for Stanford that Anderson tips that because number 22 for Central Washington, Blake Williams-Miller, was standing there waiting. And that deflection seemed to throw it off, and he's not able to corral the interception.
Well, Iezzi and Paul's now into the game as blockers, I would think here. Well, actually, Paul's lining up a huge play here for the Clan on 2nd and 10 from the 39. 2 minutes left in this game. A low snap, a handoff to Litre. Tries to make a man miss, does, keeps going, and Litre is going to gain about 6 yards on the play. Kind of like those when Superman's coming and the bullets are bouncing off him. That's kind of what that looked like. Tacklers
Sure
bouncing off
like
Litre.
The clock is running. They better get moving here.
They got to get down to 1:35 here as Clan players sprinting off the field. They have to get some tempo going here and make the clock their friend here. 1:26 remaining. 3rd and 3 in the pistol, and they will hand off. Litre looking for a lane up the middle, trying to keep his balance, and Litre gets the first down. He's going to cross midfield to about the 48-yard line of the Wildcats, and they'll move the sticks for the Clan with 1:18 remaining and the clock stopped.
SFU is going to take one of their timeouts here. It's a good call by Coach Bates. A little bit of running around there before that last play.
Well, Litre has been a revelation, and we saw it here a few weeks ago when he became the feature back in this offense, and well, he hasn't looked back since. He's been absolutely terrific.
In Litre, we trust. They've been giving the ball early and often, and you know, why not? This kid can break tackles, turn those feet. You know, he's not the quickest, but he'll make guys miss in open field, and he's really good at keeping his feet and churning out first down yardage.
Well, you think about the running backs that Simon Fraser's had since coming into the NCAA that have had success. Guys like Bo Palmer out of North Vancouver have been, you know, really speed guys. You know, they have some power, but Litre is really the first, you know, punishing type of, you know, runner, Andrew Harris type of guy who's going to, you know, really come at you and make you pay for trying to tackle him, and he's had a great game here today. We'd love to know what he's up to in terms of his rushing totals. So first down for the Clan with 1:18 remaining. Out of the gun, Stanford up the middle, and the catch made for the first down.
Oh, no, he dropped it.
He dropped the ball.
Big hit.
Big hit was laid there.
Yeah,
and was that pass? That was Sam Nadon, I believe,
Nadon
number
over the
10.
middle, and usually he holds on to those, but I can't blame him. That was a big hit he took. Boy, oh boy.
Well, second down now with 1:12 remaining in this game, and the Clan will keep taking their shots down the field. Not the time for the faint of heart here. The Clan offense in 4-down mode to the end of the game. Here's Stanford to the sidelines, and he will make the catch. That's Anderson with a gain of about 5. Good play, only took 5 seconds off the clock, Nick, and they're going to gain about 5 or 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, and it's 4-down territory, so that quick play getting you more into a third manageable, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 here. No real problem. I think they still have a timeout in their back pocket. And again, in NCAA football, the clock will stop when there's a first down as they reset the chain so that the clock doesn't just keep running like the NFL.
Well, Clan to the 45-yard line now of the Wildcats. Litre in the backfield blocking as Stanford looks downfield. Everybody's covered. Stanford trying to find a man, coming back to the ball, can't make a completion there. Diving Anderson, unable to come up with that, and it's going to be 4th down here for Simon Fraser. The game resting in the balance, Nick Sersky.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big play for Stanford. Could be his last play on, well, we hope it's not the last play on his home field here at Swangard Stadium, but needs to make a good throw. About 4th and 6, and yeah, this is the ball game.
Well, Clan fans, if you got the good luck charms, anything you want to use right now to get your team and will them to a first down, pull it out now. It's 4th down with 59 seconds left, and the Clan need to keep this drive alive here from the 45-yard line. The snap to Stanford. He's looking down the field. The blitz is coming, and the pass.
Yeah, flag for sure.
Flag for sure on that one, Nick. You're right about that. Nadon breaking for the ball is hauled down, and I think Miles Kerlock, the DB, is going to get called for the pass interference there.
And Central Washington brought a big blitz here, so you knew you had single coverage downfield. Stanford stands back there, poised, tosses the ball, and just I think it's the slot receiver, Nadon. Yeah, just gets held there, dragged down, and the referee tosses the flag right away.
And my mistake, it wasn't number 1. I believe it might have been number, well, we don't know. I couldn't quite see it there, but it was not Kerlock on the play. But either way, the Clan get a big first down, and I believe it was Kevin Young, the defensive back out of Decatur High School in Tacoma, that got called for the interference there. First down for the Clan now, as they continue the drive down the field. 54 seconds left in the game. Stanford lets it go to the sidelines, and not sure if that was intended for Nadon or if it was intended for Christian Berger, who hasn't been targeted all night, number 80. Could have been for him as well, the Lord Tweedsmuir product.
Yeah, again, probably the rain having an effect there, how he just kind of slipped out of Stanford's hand. Comes up short, but luckily not intercepted. Still 3 downs here to go, 48 seconds left, still lots of time, and a timeout left.
Certainly, I think Littre's brought you here. You got to give him something on this drive, and a second down feels like a Littre carry coming up here as Pauls is in motion. It will not be, as Littre blocks, and this time the pass available.
Dropped it.
Berger unable to squeeze it. It's going to bring on 3rd and 10 here. The Clan not making it easy on themselves. 44.2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and a good throw by Stanford right in the hands of Berger, but unable to haul it in.
Hey, got to catch the football with your first win of the season potentially on the line here. 3rd down, another huge down. Every snap, the play of the game here now for the Clan is Littre in the pistol with Stanford. Stanford, this time he has a man open. It's Berger, he makes the catch! Oh, he dropped the ball! Christian Berger with a huge opportunity. He came down at the 7-yard line and couldn't hold on to the ball.
Into the end zone, Howie. That is a tough play for the player Berger there. Boy, we'll see it here. Stanford tosses it up. Central Washington.
Delivered perfectly.
Boy,
so
that's a tough
4th down
play.
now,
Fourth
Nick.
down
The whole season, the whole game rather, right here on this snap. Got the PI on the last call. Stanford looking down the field, the pass delivered. Players slipping everywhere. And I believe picked off by Central Washington with 31.3 seconds. And you look at that Clan team, they are doubled over on the field. There are guys that are going, you got to be kidding me. Oh, it's a tough moment for Simon Fraser Clan football right now, Nick. 31.3 seconds left, and they've come so far and so close today. Kelly Bates coming out to give his guys a hug on the sideline. Look at that scene right now with Kelly Bates. He's hugging his players on the sideline. That was number 71, Quinn Courtney. He just hugged him as he came off the field. And this is heartbreaking, Nick.
Yeah, and SFU is in it. We'll take a replay of the wide angle here. Stanford just taking a shot down into the end zone. SFU's not able to come up with it. Central Washington's nailed this down, and this game's going to end. Central Washington 30, Simon Fraser 24.
Well, that clock is running, and it's a helpless feeling as you watch it go down to 7-6-5, 4-3, 2-1. The home portion of the Clan season over. They go to 0-8 on the season, and that is a heartbreaker. Simon Fraser getting right down to the edge of the goal line, unable to squeeze a ball that could have given them a chance to score the winning touchdown in this game, and they are going to fall to Central Washington 30-24.
But so many positives, Howie, to build on. They've been they've been leading or tied at the half of 5 of their 8 games all season. This is a young team. This is a team that's got a bright future. Unfortunately, wasn't in the cards for them tonight, and you feel for the seniors on senior night, not able to get that win. But a good effort for Simon Fraser, and something that they can build on for next week against Azusa and for the 2016 season.
Yeah, you know what, though? I agree with those sentiments, but I also have to say, boy, this team needed to win this football game. It was important to win this football game, and they just were not able to do it. It's a really frustrating thing to see this Simon Fraser football team work so hard, Nick, and come up short of the W. So a real tough one. I'll look to my producer, Gabriel Lynn, for a signal. We're going to wrap up the season a bit here and talk about things. And, hey, you know what? They showed some courage tonight, Nick, and they made some things happen, and they mounted a drive that had everybody on their seats.
Yeah, exactly, and this is a good, young, exciting team. They've got some great players in Buren, Anderson had a fantastic game as well, the senior. Litre, somebody that they're going to be able to build on. It's been a fantastic season for Simon Fraser. Building-wise, they haven't had the wins. It's not exactly the result that you want here on a Friday night on senior night, but as I mentioned, positives to build on. A great young team. This secondary especially has really come together late in the season, and able to just a few starts that they had coming into the season, and this young freshman secondary able to do well.
Yeah, I agree with you. We got some final stats from this game, and we're talking about the future. We'll look at the guy who gained 142 yards along the ground alone, and that's Ante Litre, 21 carries for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and 6.8 yards per carry average. He's going to be their workhorse moving forward, I believe. It's going to be, they're going to have to find a quarterback in the offseason. I'm sure they have some freshman recruits coming in. It's going to be exciting competition in training camp. But Litre is going to be that guy that they hand the ball to, and the workhorse behind that offensive line that does the work.
Yeah, and I agree. Kelly Bates, with his specialty along the line, is really going to be able to lay the foundation, teach his kids, and be that kind of teacher figure in the lives of his linemen here. And I think that's going to add up to a very, very exciting offense that can play ball control. They just got to find the right quarterback. With this kid Buren coming back, he is a game breaker, and we've seen that. So many good signs on the offense. You talked about what's great on the defense, and, of course, the Herdmans. They are the building block that every team in this conference would love to have. If you could have one player in this entire conference, who is the guy that you want?
You'd want Jordan Herdman being your middle linebacker. He's a leader by example. He's not the most vocal guy, but he's a fantastic leader by example. They're going to be losing some guys up front along the defensive line. They're going to need some of their juniors and sophomores to step up and play key roles for them next year. But this defense is trending upwards, I think, and the Herdmans coming back as seniors are going to be a menace next year for the GNAC to have to worry about.
It's going to be exciting, and it's just, you want to reward the seniors on Seniors Night at home. You want to reward this diehard Clan crowd that has had bad weather in virtually every game they've been here. Yeah. You wanted to give them the reward. It does not come tonight. And so we are going to wrap things up here from Swangard Stadium for another season. We hope you enjoyed it. For executive producer Steve Frost, for our producer-engineer Gabe Lynn, and for our ace analyst Nick Sersky, I'm Howard Samura, bidding you all farewell for the season. And we hope you'll join us again for Clan football next season on Clan TV.